Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his second run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there. And it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like. Kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters have won for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sidebusters.
It's game number 2 of the brief 2-game set between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. Yesterday's game was offensive, you might say. A combined 38 hits. If you are a Sodbuster fan, it was downright offensive, as 24 of those were in the column of the Nebraska Prospects. They scored 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 7 in the fourth, on the way to an 18-7 win, as Hastings has not held the Prospects out of double digits in either of the 2 meetings this year. Maybe today is the day. A lot of new blood in the lineup, as we've seen several new players come in, and a brand new pitcher will be on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters, as Sodbuster fans will get their first look at Jacob Suits, a Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family grad who's playing his college ball at Des Moines area. Sodbusters taking on the most talented team in the Independence League, the Nebraska Prospects. They are stacked with a great hitting lineup, and they'll have one of their dudes on the hill today in Joel Benish. It should be a fun one as the Sodbusters take on the Nebraska Prospects. I'm Steve Stein. We'll get the perspective of Ryan Valenta a little bit later on. Mason Hendricks, our producer, and when we come back, going to have a player profile. We'll hear from Josh Printer, but up next, the thoughts of the head coach, Joel Skipper. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. Now, my job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Features Sodbuster Baseball. Hastings coming off an 18-7 loss to the Nebraska Prospects. After the contest, we heard from Joel Skipper.
Didn't know I was going to a football game tonight, that's for sure. So, I think, almost 40 combined hits, so a lot of offense tonight. I think, the ball had eyes for a couple of those, so just finding holes and just some of it a little bit unlucky, but I think after we got through Miller a little bit, we kind of got out of what we do. So I think that kind of threw us off a little bit, and then we kind of locked it in. I thought Kusela did a great job to close the door. Had a couple new players in there. I think Kyle and Gaz did a great job tonight, kind of giving us a spark on offense. Gaz hit that triple, which was good to see. So we're looking forward to keep having those guys in the lineup.
I was going to say, Gaz and Hiltbrand, both multi-hit games in their first game as Sodbuster uniforms, so good to see that from an offensive perspective. Not every day you have 14 hits and still lose by 11, but for Gaz and Hiltbrand's new guys, how are we going to see them more in the lineup now in the upcoming days?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, those guys had great approaches all night. Were getting themselves in really good counts and then excelling in those counts. So just a great eye and just really, like I said, excelling in fastball counts and just doing their jobs and just keeping things simple. So I think, the rest of our lineup, too, just kind of good to learn from and good to see that happen. And hitting's contagious. I forgot how many we put up in that one inning, but 6. That was kind of good to see. be. So I think defensively tomorrow we can make some adjustments on kind of our positioning based off what we saw today, and just need to have a little bit better pitching as we move forward.
And that's 3 straight games where we've had double digits in hits. You knew there was capabilities, and like you said, hitting's contagious. Maybe this is a sign of things to come in terms of putting up some. That takes a lot of pressure off your pitchers when they're not believing they have to maybe throw, allowing only 1 or 2 runs to be in a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just puts everybody at ease. So it's been really good to see those guys grow, each day, each week, and, just taking advantage of their opportunities. So it's been cool to see these guys kind of, keep growing. I think that's our main point of the summer is to, get these guys a little bit better off as they go into their fall seasons in college. So I think, from a hitting perspective, we keep getting better every week, so that's great to see.
And you mentioned new guys coming in. How cool is that? Does that kind of add a different vibe because they haven't been here through the first few weeks? They don't know what's going on. It's just coming out and playing ball.
Yeah, it is, man. It was good to have Gaz and Hillbrand come in today. We also got a couple pitchers who we'll probably see a little bit later this week. So definitely nice to get some new guys in here. Guys welcomed them in, kind of showed them the Sodbuster way, and they competed and did their thing tonight. So that was great.
Hastings coach Joel Skipper after an 18-7 loss to the Nebraska Prospects. Same 2 teams getting set to go in the second game of the 2-game series. I'm Steve Stein.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
It is the Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein with Josh Printer. He's been a solid middle infielder. And I know it's been quite a journey to get to Hastings. Tremendous 2 years at Allen County Community College, a Red Devil down in Kansas. Kind of take us through your baseball career over the last few years.
My freshman year, I hit pretty good. I played shortstop the whole 2 years I was there. Ended up going to Arkansas Little Rock my junior year. They ended up cutting 9 of us, and ended up going back home. Was there sitting at home about a week and a half, and it was either go play baseball one last year or go to work. So I figured I could work the rest of my life, and I figured I'd give one more shot. I had a pretty good year and ended up coming here. I ended up not finding out about this league till late. I ended up finding out pretty late on a Wednesday. I think we had a practice on Sunday, and I ended up coming up that Saturday for Sunday practice. Yes, sir. I had a couple days, had a 9-hour drive up here, and been here ever since. When I first got here, our last game of the year, actually, I hurt my arm. I wasn't playing that much, and I was been over at first. That's why it's been my arm. Kind of moving my way back over to second a little bit, back over to short, and happy to be a Sodbuster.
How's the arm progressing? I know you've been you're kind of a regular shortstop over the last few weeks. You kind of feeling almost back to 100%?
I get away with it. My arms, I get away with it because of my feet. I use my feet to throw, but I'm doing a lot of plyos and bands and everything before, trying to stay loose, trying to not have it be tight. But yes, sir. As the season goes on, I think it'll just keep progressing, and hopefully we'll go up all the way to 100%.
A fairly consistent hitter, I guess. Where were you hoping to make the biggest strides this summer, or was it just a matter of playing games?
This summer, honestly, I think it was more about playing games, seeing a lot of live ABs, a lot of reps. It's really nice that we do play every day, so we do have a lot of reps and a lot of opportunities, and it's just going out and going out and helping the team win. That's all it is. Doing your job, doing the little stuff. Try to do my job on the defense side and try to help out our pitching staff.
And it's such a different kind of dynamic. I mean, in the spring, you're with the same guys all the time. You probably go to class with them. Here, it's a bunch of guys from all over kind of thrown together. How cool is it to try to build chemistry and know these guys from basically all over the country?
Yes, sir. I think we were a pretty shy group when we first came in here, but I think our last weekend, I feel like we had a couple wins, so that always, obviously helps. But I feel like we've kind of made some strides in that department too, with having team chemistry, and being locked up in a hotel room kind of helps that. But yes, sir. I mean, I think we're starting to feel a little bit of a mold going, and we got two new kids that you saw today. We're pretty productive. That's good to see. That hopefully that'll help us out over there. Maybe I don't have to play first as often, and hopefully we can get back on track.
We're talking with Josh Printer. He's one of the infielders for the Hastings Sodbusters. What about playing at Duncan Field? You guys have some great parks in Arkansas, but what's your impression of Duncan?
Duncan Field, you got to get on top of the baseball. I mean, the wind's blowing in here every day. I mean, you just got to get on top. Those fly balls that you piece up, I pieced one up left center field, it's an out, man. So just got to make sure you get on top, more line drives, and find holes like they did to us today.
Your academics, I mean, you've gone to 3 different schools now.
Yes, sir.
How's the academics gone? What are you studying? What's the long-term plan for Josh Printer?
I'm wanting to be a physical therapist assistant as of now, maybe work up from that, maybe be a PT, but as of right now, I want to be a PTA. I have my associates right now, and then grades-wise, it's good. I mean, I have a 3.6, 3.7 around there, and I mean, just make sure you stay on top of it. In school, I don't feel like school's, you just got to stay on top, man. Yes, sir.
Now, pre-physical therapy, do you have one more year to get a bachelor's? You just have to go 2 years to get a bachelor's before you get into the pre-physical or physical therapy program.
I'll have to have 2 more before I get in, solely because I was gonna be a history professor and a college baseball coach at Arkansas Little Rock, and having four history classes in a semester and having to do an essay in each one of them. I kind of flip the script on that one, but yes, sir.
Well, typical college kid, changes majors 3 times, so you're right on track for that. And as far as the baseball thing, are you trying to make a name for yourself? Where would you like to see yourself? Obviously, everybody likes to play D1 ball, but are you just looking for some place that's a good fit? You want to go back to Arkansas? Where would your dream spot be at this point?
My dream spot is just going somewhere that I have a fair opportunity to go play and help the team win. My situation is I have one more year Division I eligibility, and then 2 everywhere else other than JUCO, obviously. So it's kind of I got to make a decision on if I want to try to do that 1 year and then transfer out, or just go two years somewhere else.
Josh Printer, he is one of the infielders for the Hastings Sodbusters. He's our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Welcome back to Duncan Field, the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. Game 2 of this brief 2-game opening week series, as the Sodbusters coming off a loss at the hands of the Prospects by a score of 18-7. Hey, I'll tell you what, Ryan Valenta, if you like the offense, yesterday was your day. Maybe how about a downright pitcher's duel with 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing here at Duncan Field?
Yeah, winds pretty much similar to yesterday, blowing in pretty violently, so expect to see those fly balls playing a lot of tricks on the outfielders today. And for a game yesterday, like you said, that featured a combined 38 hits between the two teams and 21 runs. And you heard in the pregame interview from Joel Skipper, it felt like you're playing a football game, all of the runs there. And like we said, it's not too often you put up 7 runs and 14 hits and still get beat by double digits. But this Prospects team is a pretty darn good team as they will look to sweep the series here before they go back on the road. And for the Sodbusters, they'll have the next couple days off before welcoming Casper back to a 4-game series this weekend. And speaking on that topic, if you haven't already heard, have plenty of baseball for you this weekend at Duncan Field, where Sodbusters will now play 4 games against the Casper Spuds, including a doubleheader on Saturday. So plenty of baseball to go around this week for Duncan Field. But for the Sodbusters, focusing on today, got some new guys in the lineup. Landon Gaz and Kyle Hiltbrand both making their Sodbuster debuts yesterday, recording multi-hit games, with Gaz with a RBI triple in the 8th inning as that ball was smoked. The kid from California, he was really putting on a show at the plate today. Both of them are in the lineup again today. And like we mentioned, Jacob Suits from Des Moines Area Community College, teammates with Cannon Coakley and Gage Frank, will make his Sodbuster debut today. So like you said, some new blood, and see how they do in their new home here at Duncan Field.
And let's take a look at those starting lineups. First of all, for the Sodbusters, coming in with a record of 4 wins and 16 losses, Gage Frank leads off in center field. Marcos Cabranes, the catcher, batting second. It's Landon Gaz, the aforementioned newcomer, at first base and batting third. Nick Jones, the DH, batting fourth. Kyle Hiltbrand up to the 5 spot of the batting order in his second game with the Sodbusters. Cale Jensen is batting 6th and playing left field. Josh Printer, the shortstop, batting 7th. Nolan Oliver at second base, batting 8th. And Ty Matson in right field, batting 9th. Jacob Suits gets the start on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters. For the Nebraska Prospects, they come in with a record of 13 wins and 3 losses. Easton Swafford leads off and plays second base. It's Colin Lynham in left field, batting second. Sid DeMayo, the catcher, bats third. Caden Young at first base, batting fourth. Tyler Palmer, the shortstop, batting fifth. And it's Jake Henry Williams in right field, batting sixth. Tucker Bradley, DH, batting seventh. Braden Cannon, the third baseman, batting eighth. Danny Sponberg is the center fielder, batting ninth. And Joel Bettis, the pitcher for the squad from Nebraska. We'll take it to the field for our national anthem.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Quite the rendition of our national anthem in advance of today's matchup between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. Sodbusters under the direction of Joel Skipper, first-year head coach for the summer team. He's the Hastings College head coach. Welcome Vinny Cerrone to town. He's the pitching coach. And Corey Coranda, the other assistant. The Nebraska Prospects under the direction of Trevor Varley. He coached the squad last year as well. He's the pitching coach at Southeast Community College. His assistant is Phoenix Stevenson, a Grand Island guy, and he will coach first base. This game by the numbers, Sodbusters, a team batting average of .236. They raised their team batting average by 7 points, and it's gone up by about 30 since the weekend. Team ERA of 5.02. The Nebraska Prospects, their performance yesterday, At this time of the year, they still were able to raise their team batting average by 17 points, and they're hitting .306 for the year now, and their team ERA is at 3.43. Sodbusters going to go with Jacob Suits on the mound, a Des Moines Area Community College product out of Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family High School in Nebraska. This spring, he ended up going a 4.6 ERA with a 1-1 record in 9 appearances for Des Moines Area Community College. His defense looks like this. Marcos Cabranes doing the catching at first base, Landon Gaz. At second, it's Nolan Oliver. The third baseman is Kyle Hiltbrandt. Shortstop is Josh Printer. The outfield left to right, Cale Jensen, Gage Frank, and Ty Matson. Sodbusters in their winning gold uniforms today, the green numbers, and the Prospects with their white uniforms, specks across the front with the red numbers as they will get set to bat here in the first inning. Temperature 88 degrees, 15-mile-an-hour winds coming in straight in from center as the whole ballpark going to play even bigger than 408 to straightaway center, 405 to the alleys, 370 down the left field line, 367 down the right field line.
And another big name not in the lineup for the Sodbusters today is Zach Vitale. During yesterday's game, if you missed it, Vitale was hit behind the plate doing catching as he was hit by an errant backswing, purely unintentional, of course, but talked with him before the game, said he's feeling good. He's said he definitely got his bell rung yesterday, but he'll be out of the game today and hopefully rested up for this road trip this weekend.
Easton Swafford, left-handed hitter, didn't hit yesterday. He's in the batter's box now from the left side. 340 for the year. He's got a couple of triples, 3 doubles, 11 runs batted in, 12 runs scored. He's also stolen 2 bases. And here's Suits' pitch, fouled back quickly, 2 strikes. Easton Swafford up there now. Swafford came in and pitched yesterday, made his pitching debut, and third of an inning, allowing 6 runs on 6 hits. Hit mid-80s, but very hittable balls. The Sodbusters had one of their best offensive innings of the year. 3-pitch strikeout. Easton Swafford swings and misses, and Jacob Suits, welcome to Hastings. Take about 26 more of those. Just perfect game.
We'd like that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but how do you do, Mr. Suits? Great starting batter there. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. See you later.
High expectations. That's, you just unless you have high expectations, how are you going to exceed? Here is one of the best players in the Independence League, Colin Lynham, out of Springfield, Platteview High School, going to Wayne State, 364 for the summer. Strike 1, by the way. Lynham in there as Jacob Suits brings home the 0-1 delivery. Off speed, swung on and missed. 2 strikes on Colin Lynham. And Lynham, 10 runs batted in, 18 runs scored. Like almost every starter in the lineup yesterday, he had a multi-hit game against the Sodbusters. Amazing number of hits for this team up and down the lineup. Pitch outside. Ball 1, what's the deal with that? Jacob Suits throws his first ball after 5 straight strikes. And so, okay, expectation, got to temper him down a little bit. That's all right. You come back and get out a pretty tough hitter. Colin Lynham standing in that right-handed box. 1-2 pitch on the way. Oh, just outside. Sodbusters were ready to throw that baby around, and it's going to go to 2-2 as John Linden, home plate umpire today. Jake Yeager doing the field umpiring chores here at Duncan Field. Good duo of umps here for this matchup between Hastings and Nebraska. 2-2 pitch on the way. Same spot, maybe a little wider. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Lynham. His twin also plays on the team, but Cade not in the lineup today. And Colin, all he's done this year against Hastings, 8 out of 12. That's 667, kids. Jeez, he has had a lot of success against this Hastings team. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's called strike 3. Lynham doesn't like the call, but he is rung up, and back-to-back strikeouts to open the game for Jacob Suits.
Paint job right there, right on the outside corner. Lynham didn't like the call, but that's a borderline pitch right on the edge. You never want to leave it up to the umpire, especially with a full count pitch. You want to get on first, you want to walk. And like we said, Lynham, when he's on base, he's dangerous, but never leave it up to the umpire there. Good start for Suits.
Sid DeMayo at the plate now, UNO prospect, and he takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Sid out of Mount Michael Benedictine High School in the Omaha metro area, hitting .423, a home run, 2 doubles, 7 runs batted in, 7 runs scored. Had a couple of multi-hit games in the sweep of Casper over the weekend. Didn't play yesterday. Bounces this one to the left side. The third baseman's got it. Sets, throws high, and that is way over the head. The runner going to go all the way to second base, and it will be a 2-base error on that throw from Kyle Hiltbrand, and he really airmailed that one in his first chance at third base. So runner in scoring position, 2 men out for Caden Young. The old adrenaline pumping a little bit on that first big infield chance for Hiltbrand. And now here comes Caden Young.
Yeah, besides the throw, Hiltbrand did everything right at third. Came charging in, caught it in on a fairly friendly hop, perhaps just couldn't quite get his feet set to make a good throw there.
And here is Caden Young playing first base as the Prospects trying to strike first, and Hastings has had a terrible time jumping on top. You'd love to see Suits throw up at 0, see if he can work around that 2-out error. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Printer's got it, looks to third, instead throws to first, and in time. Good decision there. He thought about going to third, but wasn't sure if he could get it there in time to get DeMeo, so got the good strong throw, and they gunned down Young, and no damage done. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. Prospects nothing, Sodbusters coming up, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Here we go to the bottom half of inning number 1. The Hastings Sodbusters coming to bat against Joel Benish. Benish, who was big in the field and at the plate yesterday. Benish is a solid pitcher, Nebraska Omaha prospect out of Norris High School, 1-0. Had 6 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batsman. Benish, a left-hander, as he'll face the lineup of Frank, Cabranes, and Gaz. Defensively for the Prospects, it's Sid DeMeo behind the plate. At first base, Caden Young. At second, Easton Swafford. Third base, Braden Cannon. The shortstop is Tyler Palmer. In left field, Colin Lynham. Center fielder is Danny Sponberg. And in right field, Jake Henry Williams as the Sodbusters come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. And good job for Jacob Suits. Couple of strikeouts, worked around an error, and able to get out of that with no problem. Of course, yesterday, Sodbusters set him down 1-2-3 in the first, and then, well, those next 3 innings, 14 runs. But today's another day, so we'll just take it 1 inning at a time, and love to see the offense kind of continue to go. 3 straight games of the Sodbusters, double digits in hits against a particular pretty good starting pitcher yesterday for that squad from Nebraska. And here's Gage Frank, who has gone through a pretty hot spell here after he struggled mightily for a while. His average at .253. Another multi-hit game for him yesterday, 2 for 6, 2 runs scored in the 18-7 setback. And the pitch is across for strike 1, no balls, 1 strike on Gage Frank. Gage Frank, the other Des Moines Area Community College Bear in the lineup today to go along with Jacob Suits. 0-1 pitch, didn't mean to, fouled it away, and quickly 2 strikes on Gage Frank. Frank had a 7 for 13 for performance against Oahe in that series win over the weekend. To raise that batting average, he was below the Mendoza line for a time. After he got off to a great start, that's baseball. It's kind of a little bit streaky sometimes. 0-2 pitch on the way. And this one is hit hard down the right field line, but foul. A long run into foul territory for Jake Henry Williams, but no chance. It remains no balls and 2 strikes on Gage Frank. Sodbusters trying to get a good performance put together here and just stay in it early against whoever they're playing. The last 3 home games have really been tough. They have fallen behind early and continued to battle. And yesterday, scoring 6 runs in the 8th inning to show some fight, but losing 18-7. That on the heels of back-to-back tough games against Casper on the home field. No balls, 2 strikes. Benish brings home the pitch. Misses outside, 1-2 on Gage Frank. Hastings Sodbusters going to be off for a couple of days after this, and then a 4-game series with Casper this weekend. 6:35, the game times on Friday and Sunday. A 4:15 doubleheader on Saturday. Pitch way outside for Benish, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And good leadoff approach here. Gage Frank fall behind, but has hung in, and now we'll see the 6th pitch of this at bat for Gage Frank. Frank's kind of been locked into that leadoff spot most of the summer. Pitch misses low for ball 3. 3-2 now on Gage Frank. He's worked it to full, trying to get on there for Cabranes, Gaz, and Jones. Wind blowing in from center field about 15 miles an hour. 3-2 pitch on the way. Struck solidly into that wind, twisting, turning out and left his lineup. He's got it measured, and that's a pretty loud out to open the game for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 up and 1 down for Marcos Cabranes. Wind turned around. You may have a couple hopper off the fence, but that's where fly balls go to die on a day like this at Duncan Field, and here is Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes at .324, 5 doubles, 5 runs batted in, 16 runs scored. Did not have a hit yesterday against the Prospects after a great series against Oahe. Hits this one the other way. Nice stop on 1 hop, spinning, throwing to first. That's the second baseman as Easton Swafford was not in the defensive lineup yesterday. Looked very solid there, and 2 quick outs for the Sodbusters here in inning number 1. That'll bring to the plate Landon Gaz. And Gaz, welcome to Hastings, the UC Irvine recruit. Going 2 for 4 with a triple, knocked in 2 and scored 1. Just graduated from high school. Going to be headed to D1 Irvine, the Anteaters. Pitch taken in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Scott Galusha said, Landon, a little bit nervous yesterday, as you might expect. Facing college pitching, new home, and happy to have him here in Hastings. Sodbusters have had pretty good luck getting Californians to produce here over the years. 1-0 pitch. Big swing, no contact, 1 ball and 1 strike on Landon Gaz, solidly built first baseman for the Hastings Sodbusters. Nick Jones hoping to get his chance. He's been an RBI producer the last few games for this Hastings Sodbuster team. 1-1 delivery. A little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. As Joel Benish trying to set him down 1-2-3. Jacob Suits got 3 outs with no damage done. A 2-out error continuing the inning, but Suits able to get a grounder to end the frame. 2-1 pitch coming. On the outside corner for strike 2, and maybe the hardest thrown ball of the day for Joel Benish.
That one just shy of 87 miles an hour, so got a similar fastball to one of our own Tex Cook on the velo there.
2-2 pitch, and that is called strike 3, and the Prospects knew it. Gaz not so sure, but the Sodbusters will go in order, 1, 2, 3. Head of the second inning, no score. The Prospects and Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. At inning number 2, Sodbusters and Prospects are scoreless. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 coming up against Jacob Suits. Suits hitting upwards of 84 miles an hour with his fastball, 69 for the off-speed stuff. Contrast that with Joel Benish, who's up near 87 miles an hour with his fastball. He's also thrown an 80-mile-an-hour changeup and 77, 78 with his other pitch selections. So we will see Tyler Palmer come to the plate. Palmer has already had a busy time since graduating from Columbus SCOTUS. Went to Southeast Community College after originally signing with Nebraska. Didn't see time for the Huskers, and now he's going to be off to Nebraska Omaha. Right-hander versus right-hander as Suits brings it home. And it's right in there for strike one. No balls, one strike. And thus far, for the most part, Jacob Suits doing a good job of throwing strike one. Get ahead and work on your terms, particularly against a lineup like this. 0-1 delivery on the way. That's an off-speeder that's fouled straight back, right in on the hands. Good looking one there from Suits, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Palmer. Palmer did not play yesterday for the year. 261. He's knocked in 2 and scored 4 times. He's also got 3 stolen bases. 0-2 pitch fouled away. It remains 0-2 on Palmer. This Prospect squad, 24 out of 25 in stolen bases this year. The Sodbusters, 26 out of 34. 0-2 and Suits. Working out of the stretch. You'll see more and more of that. Even starting pitchers sometimes just more comfortable in that. And Suits was a reliever for Des Moines Area Community College, so he's probably just more accustomed to doing that. That may be his role when he gets back to college. And it'll be interesting to see where he settles in for the Sodbusters this summer. Probably contingent on how he does in this start today. 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. So never threw a ball to Tyler Palmer. Everything was in the zone. And after 5 pitches, a K for Palmer, the 3rd already for Suits. Love his command. He's just very good demeanor and has just been going after these solid Prospect hitters.
Yeah, and that at-bat to Palmer there, just punishing that outside zone, just kept going a little bit farther, see if Palmer would bite, and he probably bit on ball 1 there, but that's what you do right there. You get it out of the zone and see if the hitter will chase, especially with no balls, and got the job done there.
Jake Henry Williams up there now. His first pitch swinging, fouls it over by the Specs dugout. No balls and a strike on Jake Henry Williams. The Arkansas State Red Wolf out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, hitting .222 for the year. Takes the pitch for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Painting the outside corner is Jacob Suits. Williams had a pinch hit yesterday, went 0 for 1 against the Sodbusters. Not very many 0-fers on the day for that Prospect squad. They had 24 hits. Pitch a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jake Henry Williams. No score, 2nd inning, Nebraska and Hastings. Game 2 of this brief 2-game series. Sodbusters off tomorrow and Thursday before Casper comes in for a 4-game series. 1-2 pitch from Suits. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts in 6 at-bats for the Hastings Sodbuster right-hander, and Tucker Bradley will come to the plate.
Stuff is looking real good right now for Suits. Like you said, the command, that one upstairs, if you're way ahead in the count, see what those hitters will offer at. He's gotten the outside part of the zone. He's gotten the upper part of the zone. So he is liking his debut so far.
Pitch just outside. Ladies and gentlemen, it's ball 1. That hasn't happened very often here today, and that just missed the outside corner to Tucker Bradley. Bradley 0.59 for the year with 4 RBI and 6 runs scored. Here's the pitch, and fouls this one away. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tucker Bradley. He did play against Hastings in the first meeting and went 0 for 4 with that run scored. Prospects won that one on May 19th, 14-5. Then a month later, it was an 18-7 win yesterday. 1-1 pitch, off speed, is fouled away. Again, right in on the hands. Nothing that Bradley could do with that, even if it's put in play, and it's quickly 1-2 on Bradley.
And to go on your last point, Steve, that was the first batter that Suits did not throw strike 1 to. on the first pitch.
That's fun baseball. That is, and that's how you have a chance to win not only at Duncan Field, but a lot of places. 1-2 pitch. Bounces that one in there. Really the first one that he didn't have a chance to get a swing at. Even his balls have been right in the zone and right there where they could have been swung at, particularly when you're ahead in the count.
You know, unless Tucker or Bradley's a cricket player, you know, pretty easy to lay off that one there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Suits trying to set him down. 1-2-3. Could strike out the side. Instead, it's a bouncing ball left side. Charging is Hiltbrand. Gets it out of his glove and makes the throw. Nice bounce back for Hiltbrand, too. Kind of hoping he was have another chance for redemption after that error in the first, and we are through 1.5. No score. The Prospects and the Sodbusters. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
At the bottom half of inning number 2, no score. Sodbusters will have their 4, 5, and 600 hitters up there with Jones, Hiltbrand, and Jensen against Joel Benish. Benish set him down 1-2-3, striking out 1 in the process. Today's game sponsored by Fisk Chiropractic, the Nebraska Lottery, and Jerry Spady Chevrolet, also by Allo, Pepsi, and Coach's Corner. Sodbusters doing a solid job with Suits on the hill. And good to see Hiltbrand bounce back from his first inning error with that throw out, as we now are in inning number 2 with Nick Jones stepping into the left-handed box. DH, who's come to the plate in a lot of big moments and delivered. 13 runs batted in, 12 runs scored for Nick Jones. Has raised his average to 254. Went 2 for 6 yesterday, doubled. Knocked in 3 and scored 1, and takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes for another one of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys on this Hastings Sodbuster roster. 1-0 delivery, and that is on the inside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seems like a very fair zone for John Linden, home plate umpire. Jake Yeager is in the field today, the 2-man crew here in the Independence League, as the 1-1 delivery on the way. Big swing, no contact. Benish can bring it upwards of 86 miles an hour, and Jones could not catch up with that one. And 1-2 on Nick Jones here in inning number 2. Sodbusters and Prospects are scoreless. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and Benish brings it home. Fouled away. Jones doing a decent job of getting wood on it, although that one stung. He is shaking that left wrist, as that one was not fun. Just glad it's not 35 degrees in March. It probably feels a little better here as we approach the first day of summer. 1-2 pitch on the way. Inside, good eye, 2-2 on Nick Jones, first batter of the second inning. Sodbusters and Prospects squaring off. Second game of this brief 2-game series before a 2-day layoff for the Sodbusters. Big swing, no contact, and it's the second strikeout in a row from Suits as he sets down Nick Jones. That will bring Kyle Hiltbrand to the plate. Hiltbrand making his debut yesterday, went 2 for 4 with a run scored. He's a California guy going to Western Oregon. The Wolves, they made an NCAA Division II regional in the spring. This one lined to right field, and that's a base hit. Good start for Kyle Hiltbrand in the first couple of days as a Sodbuster, after we saw Gaz have a big day yesterday as well, and those 2 position players joining the team here in Hastings. Here comes Cale Jensen. He did not start the season on the team. He started on the roster but was injured and coming off that hand injury, and has been a nice addition. The Central City High School graduate takes high for ball 1. He's a North Dakota State guy. his high school team, that co-op of Central City Fullerton Centura, which has been dynamite in B and now C baseball. They've made 3 straight state tournaments, 2 of those with Cale leading the way. 1-1 the count now on Cale Jensen. Jensen 273 with a home run, 2 doubles, 9 runs batted in, 8 runs scored. And this one is hit toward the right side. That's a base hit. Sodbusters are going to settle for first and second. Hiltbrand, number 1, had to avoid the ball so he didn't get out. If it would have hit him in the field of play, it would have been called out. He was able to advance to second, but no chance to go to third after he had to slow up to make sure it didn't hit him. First and second, 1 out, and the Sodbusters looking to grab the lead with Josh Printer coming to the plate.
That's a couple of hits for the Sodbusters on the breaking balls from Benish. You know, with that kind of over-the-top arm angle, it can be confusing for some hitters. They can't really pick up whether it's fastball or slider, but these last 2 guys have done the job.
Pitch a little bit low to Josh Printer. Printer, our pregame Sodbuster spotlight, went 2 for 5 with the run scored yesterday, and that Sodbuster setback at the hands of the Prospects. Nebraska trying to jump on top here. First and second, 1 out against Benish, and brings this one a little bit low. One thing you like about Printer, another guy that doesn't try to do too much. I mean, he is a guy that's been finding the holes, and here he's laid off 2 borderline pitches, and now he can hit on his terms against Benish. 2-0 pitch, and that's low. 3-0 the count on Josh Printer. Printer still looking for a college home for next year. Hopefully he'll be able to attract some coaches' attention with a solid summer. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way, and that's at the knees for strike 1. 3-1 the count on Josh Printer. Printer beginning his college experience in Allen County, part of the Jayhawk Conference, outstanding JUCO conference down in Kansas, and he had a record-setting year his sophomore year there. 3-1 pitch, bouncing ball left side. Third baseman retreats, now throws to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Nice job there for Braden Cannon to make sure he was able to get 1 out as he guns down Cale Jensen at second. Hiltbrand advances to third. Printer aboard on the fielder's choice, and it'll be up to Nolan Oliver if the Sodbusters are going to get 1 across here in inning number 2.
And watch out for Oliver here. Not the greatest start to the season. Had an offer, but picked up his first couple hits in Oahe and a couple more hits last night, so he's got a hot bat right now.
2 for 4, a run batted in yesterday, and he takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. I'd take one in the turf and back to the screen. Wild pitch. However, see if Sodbusters can grab the lead. How about a double steal?
That right side's looking pretty wide open.
Oliver takes high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hiltbrand at third. Printer at first. Decent speed on the bases, so if they elect to try something, maybe a good count to do it on. 1-1. Runners do not go, and the pitch is taken for ball 2. Maybe a little bit more complicated. You don't know about the move of Benish, a left-hander. You don't want to get totally picked off over there at first, and so playing it conservative at this point here in the second inning in a scoreless tie. A little bit bigger lead for Printer. Benish looks that way, now brings the pitch home, and Oliver fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan Oliver. Oliver, 125 with 2 runs batted in and 3 runs scored. Had 2 hits in the Oahe series. He's out of Highland Community College, the Scotties. He's another Arkansas guy. Sodbusters have gotten a lot of production from Arkansas dudes. Pitch taken high. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan Oliver. It's Arkansas North, if you will, here. I mean, there's a heck of a lot of folks from that state playing on this Hastings Sodbuster team. 3-2 with 2 outs. That'll allow the runner at first to go, and Oliver stays alive. Good at bat going here. He's spoiled a couple of pretty good ones from Benish, and he'll get another chance here. Nolan Oliver with Josh Printer now running at first, and you see Caden Young not holding him on. 3-2 and 2 outs. He'll have that runner at first in motion, and Oliver an opportunity to bring home a run. 3-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Another good job for Oliver to spoil that one from Benish, if nothing else, working the count here. Hastings, during their home struggles, they just haven't had many 2-out hits. Just have not been able to get those big hits to continue the inning. Maybe today is the day. 3-2 with 2 outs again. The pitch. Called strike 3. Oliver had tossed the bat away, was headed down to first. Instead, John Linden rings him up, and that'll do it for Hastings here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We head to the third. It is 0-0, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
And to inning number 3, the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects are scoreless, and here is Ryan Valenta.
Welcome to Duncan Field. Thanks for spending your Taco Tuesday night here with us on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, missing out on some good taco deals at Duncan Field tonight. 2 for $5, all soft tacos while supplies last. Another good promotion by Scott Galusha, Trevor Overmiller, and the managing crew here at the concession stands. Through 2 innings, all donuts on the board so far, as we'll have a new pitcher on the mound, Tanner Johnson for the Sodbusters. So Jacob Suits finishes his day in fine fashion as he goes 2 innings of hitless, scoreless baseball, striking out 4 and walking none. So we had to wonder for the new guy, Suits, how long he would go. There's your answer, as he just finishes 2 innings before giving way to Tanner Johnson, who will make his team-leading 11th appearance on the season in relief of the newcomer, Jacob Suits.
And, you know, you're wondering as a baseball fan, okay, why did they do that? Why they only put him 2 innings? He was a reliever in the spring, and it may be that they want to keep him as a reliever for his next college stop. And so you don't want him out of his comfort level, even though he was dynamite for his first 2. You're also caring about the kids right here, and Suits doing exactly what you want him to for the Hastings Sodbusters.
So Prospects coming up here in the 3rd inning, 8-9-1 due up. Braden Cannon will lead off for the Prospects. Cannon last night came on to pinch hit in the later innings and was 0 for 1 against the Sodbusters. Getting the start today for the Prospects. Cannon playing in his 11th game in the field this year, hitting 100, just 3 for 30 on the year. But Cannon also a guy who can be on the mound too. Made 5 appearances on the mound. And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball almost hit him there, but Cannon goes out of the way. So Johnson ready with the 2-1 pitch, and that does hit him, and I'll take the blame for that one. I spoke that one into existence, as Cannon is hit by the pitch, and for Johnson, hits his 5th batter of the year.
And the Sodbusters as a team, they have hit a stunning number of batters this year. That is the 40th hit batsman for the Sodbusters this year. That seems like a lot.
First pitch is in there for strike 1 to Danny Spongberg. Spongberg, the great day yesterday. Spongberg hit leadoff yesterday, hitting in the 9-hole today. Multi-hit game for Spongberg. Way outside for ball 1, 1-1 to Spongberg. Spongberg playing in center today, played in right field yesterday. Johnson from the stretch and gets the call in the outside corner for strike 2. So both ways been pounding that outside corner so far, and been pretty consistent. Home plate umpire John Linden giving the call to most of the pitchers. 1-2. Tried it again, but farther outside for ball 2.
You know, it's gone pretty well for you when your batting average goes down when you go 2 for 5 as he falls to only 500 for the year for Sponberg. Pretty good number 9 hitter.
2-2 again. Pitches downstairs for ball 3. So Johnson has worked the count full. We'll see what Cannon's up to at first. Prospects not stealing too many bases, and a pickoff throw over to first. Cannon on the year, 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts. Prospects have only been thrown out 1 time in 25 chances on the bases this year. Runner goes, pitches, ball 4, so it doesn't matter. As Spongberg works the walk, and back-to-back have reached for the Prospects. 2 on with nobody out, and yeah, this is complete polar opposite than what we saw in the first 2 innings.
And you get the number 8 and number 9 hitters on there with free passes, you are just asking for disaster. And now you've got Swafford, Lynham, and DeMayo. 1, 2, and 3 in the order with first and second. Great speed on the bases and nobody out, as we'll see Marcos Cabranes come out and try to settle down his right-hander, Tanner Johnson. Just heard from Sky Galusha, owner GM, and the plan is for Jacob Suits early on to relieve a couple of times, probably go these shorter ones, and then he may be extended out as the summer goes on. So it'll be interesting to see how they do use Jacob Suits. But if indications, hopefully it's the same kind of performance, no matter how many innings he pitches.
Wish you could get more out of him, but got to take it easy in the early going. There's strike 1 to Easton Swafford. Swafford, first strikeout victim for Suits in the first inning. Johnson delivers first pitch strike. 0-1, wave and a miss at strike 2. Went upstairs on that breaking ball. That one just at 73 miles an hour, and Swafford couldn't resist. 0-2 in the dirt. Great block by Cabranes, and throw back to second. Just safe. Printer thought he might have gotten him, and Jake Yeager really took his time to make the call. Not really a great angle for the field umpire there, as Cannon went diving back in, and bang play, but Cannon's back in safely. Good throw by Cabranes behind the plate to make that even close. So the count 1-2 to Swafford. Pitch from Johnson to left field towards the line. Jensen going over, and that is fouled just beyond the line. And feet maybe inches away from a 2-run double right there. Sodbusters catch a huge break.
I'll tell you about that previous play, Cabranes, the gun down to second. I'm with you. When Braden Cannon was going back, I think, well, that's not why he's even throwing. There's no way they're going to get him. And for him to even have a chance to make it a bang play just shows you the strength of Marcos Cabranes from behind the plate.
Count remains 1-2 to Swafford. And fastballs at the shoulders for ball 2. Talked with Cabranes earlier in the year. He's played catcher, short, and second base. Said he likes playing the middle infield the most, but feels that he's the best at catching, and we can see why. 2-2. Breaking ball is high and away for ball 3, so Johnson once again works the count full.
It's an interesting dilemma for Joel Skipper because Cabranes may be their best shortstop, their best second baseman, and their best catcher. Where do you play him?
Payoff pitch. Popped into shallow center. Frank coming on, and it falls. Frank will pick it up and gun to third, and great scoop by Hiltbrand, and does get the out there at third. So the ball drops in center field. Sodbusters still able to get an out. And like we said yesterday, we thought the 7-5 put out was a rarity. Today, 8-5 put out as Frank gets the throw, and Hiltbrand does a nice job to dig it out at third to force out Cannon, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Frank and Printer gets caught in no man's land. A great job both ends. Frank not to panic, and an unbelievable dig from Hiltbrand to salvage that play to get the first big out of the inning. And just a fielder's choice off the bat of Easton Swafford. No error on the play. Shortstop and center fielder both gave it their best effort, but it just kind of fell in no man's land with the wind blowing in, and Frank doing a good job of throwing and a better job of digging it out for Hiltbrand.
So runners remain at first and second, now with one out. Breaking ball is in the left-handed batter's box for ball one. So Lynham batting, struck out in his first inning, now batting with one out. Pitch from Johnson, blocked by Cabranes behind the plate. Ball 2, 2-1 to Lynham.
And it would have been interesting. Frank probably had a play at second, which would have been a much easier play, but you wanted to get the lead runner because you had a good chance to get him too, so it was great that they got the lead runner and get that first out.
Runners go. Cabranes to throw to third, and the ball gets away from Hiltbrand as Spongberg went sliding in feet first, kind of knocked the glove off of Hiltbrand, and that ball might have caught Spongberg in the ankle, so he'll take a second to walk it off there. Good throw by Cabranes, but Spongberg had that bag stolen.
I think it got him on the calf. I think it hit him in the air on the calf, and so he's a little bit gimpy right now because Cabranes, we've already seen the arm strength he has. Really almost a perfect throw because it's pretty much on the bag, and it literally hit him as he was sliding in, and fortunately it didn't bounce away too far.
So 3-1 pitch to right field. And that'll get out of play to work the count full. Gutsy play by Spongberg, trying to steal third with a 2-1 count. Especially now that you have Lynham one pitch away from reaching first via the free pass. Payoff to Lynham to right field. Matson going back and drops the ball. And that will score a run as Lynham goes into second, and he is safe as the run scores. Matson looks like he got there in time, but could not make the play. And that'll be an error on Ty Matson in right field. And you got to wonder how comfortable he is out there. Matson primarily a center fielder here at Duncan Field, seeing his first action in right field. And that'll lead to the first run of the game for the Prospects. They lead 1-0.
I think he thought it was... didn't think it was going to carry that far. He got a late break on it, got there, and just could not bring it in.
Ground ball to the right side, and that'll score another run. Oliver to first base to get out number 2. So an RBI for Sid DeMeo, first pitch swinging, as he grounds out to second base. And Lynham moves to third. Now with 2 outs, Prospects lead 2-0.
Great fundamental baseball. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. Don't try to do too much. DeMeo, RBI ground out. They'll try to continue with Caden Young.
Caden Young also first pitch swinging high, fly ball to left. Jensen towards the line in foul territory, makes the catch for out number 3. So Prospects strike first here in the third inning. They lead 2-0 without the benefit of a hit. So they score 2. Sodbusters are coming up in the bottom of the third.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Bottom of the third inning here at Duncan Field. Prospects take a 2-0 lead on a Sodbuster miscue and a couple more free passes. been haunting the Sodbusters all season long here at Duncan Field. They score 2, but are still hitless in the game as the Sodbusters come to bat in the bottom of the third. This is Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you game 2 of 2 in our short game series with the Nebraska Prospects. Sodbusters will bring up 9, 1, and 2 in the form of Matson, Frank, and Cabranes. So Matson trying to redeem himself after making a costly error in right field. And the off-speed's in there for strike 1 to tie Matson. Matson did not play as that pitch gets away. So Matson seen his first game action of the series as he bats in the 9 hole. Ground ball to the left side and just past the line, foul. And that's strike 2 on Matson. Matson on the year hitting .260, tied for the team lead with 10 walks. He's got a good eye at the plate. Can draw the walks if he needs to, but he's behind 1 and 2. Fastball is high and away for ball 2. Matson saw action in the Oahe series last weekend, went 3 for 9 and batted in a couple runs. And fouls that to the right field screen. So Matson stays alive. Two is downstairs for ball 3, so down 1 and 2. Matson now works the count full. Benish, the left-hander on the mound, ready, delivers the full count pitch, and Matson just got a piece of that breaking ball. Out in front of it just a little bit, able to slow those hands just enough to spoil that pitch. Great pitch by Benish. Payoff again is downstairs for ball 4. Now Matson holds the walk lead by himself, his 11th free pass of the year, and that's the first time a Sodbuster has led off the inning on base so far in this early game. Turns over the top of the lineup to Gage Frank.
And a great job from Matson to not try to do too much. Probably disappointed at what happened in the field, but to get behind in the count and able to work a walk, and maybe the Sodbusters can come right back.
Gage Frank, big hack, and comes up empty for strike 1. Frank flew out in the first inning. Pitch from Benish. Ground ball to the right side. On to second for 1. On to first. And holding the bag is Young. And that is a 4-6-3 double play. So the leadoff walk is erased. And Sodbusters now with 2 outs in the third inning.
Swafford to Palmer. Palmer, a great turn, and he has got a tremendous arm. I thought as good as Frank runs, maybe there's a chance to beat that out, but no. And 2 quick outs.
Marcos Cabranes. That's indeed the man at the plate. Cabranes leading a few offensive categories for the Sodbusters. His 24 hits on the year are the most among the active players. 5 doubles and 16 runs, all lead Sodbuster offensive categories. Palmer, outstretched glove, throws on a hop, and an easy inning for the Prospects as Sodbusters send 3 to the plate, and they can do any damage. So Prospects still lead 2-0. We'll go to the top of the 4th. We'll be right back.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Top of the fourth inning from Duncan Field. Sodbusters come up empty in the home half of the third inning, and they will send Tanner Johnson back out to the mound for his second inning of relief against the Nebraska Prospects. For the Prospects, just like the second inning, they will bring up 5, 6, and 7 to the plate, and for the right-hander on the mound, Tanner Johnson, I wonder how long he'll be going today. Johnson pitched 2 innings last night through 27 pitches. Did allow 1 earned run on 2 hits in relief. And right now, Johnson with 25 pitches, so just 2 pitches away from his total last night. As action in the Sodbuster bullpen. Looks like Luke Wenzel's up and throwing, so probably see him here in the next inning or two. But first, here is Tyler Palmer, former Nebraska Cornhusker, batting here for the Prospects. And that breaking ball is just missing a little high to Tyler Palmer. He takes ball 1.
Palmer will laugh because the ball went almost right over his head. It almost hit his bat for a foul ball, and they were giving him a hard time in the dugout. Pull that bat down, buddy.
Can only imagine what they're talking about him in the dugout. Breaking ball misses for ball 1. Borderline pitch, doesn't get the call. So for Tyler Palmer, was a Husker for 2 seasons, redshirted in 2021 as he's plunked by the pitch and Palmer with a little bluff out to the mound like he was going to charge the mound, but runs to first. So just playing around, that's good. That's good stuff right there as Palmer reaches first to the hit by pitch.
They do have fun, don't they? And, it's more fun when you're being hit by the pitch and you're at first base with nobody out. Same scenario as last inning. A couple of free passes setting the stage, and the Prospects scored 2 runs.
So Johnson has now hit the first man he's faced in both innings as Palmer is at first. Pitches ball 1 to Jake Henry Williams. Williams came on in the late innings last night as a defensive replacement. Also got a pinch hit appearance, but went 0 for 1. Also 0 for 1 today. Palmer goes. Throw from Cabranes to second is on the money, and he's out. Great throw from Cabranes, and Palmer is cut down. And for Marcos Cabranes, we have been raving about that arm, and he cuts down the runner for the first out of the inning. Great throw.
And a nice tag for Frank, just right at his glove. He was able to tag him out. Just the second caught stealing this season against the Prospects. They were 2 for 2 in this game. And 26 out of 27 for the season before that caught stealing. First time Palmer's been caught stealing in 3 attempts.
So Jake Henry Williams steps back in, facing a 2-1 count. Fastball does not hit the zone, just a little maybe low and outside. So 3-1 count to Williams. Struck out versus Suits in the second inning, and he'll work a 1-out walk here in the fourth. So Williams reaches, 2 free passes for Johnson in the inning. Going to be his second walk on the afternoon. Brings up Tucker Bradley. Bradley with the day off yesterday, seen action in this game. First pitch, knocked down by Cabranes, no advance from the runner. A little bit of a different lineup for Trevor Varley's prospects today. Swafford, DeMeo. I want to say besides Spongberg and Lynham, first little dribbler, but that'll stay foul. Spongberg and Lynham were the only two starters yesterday. Everyone else getting the day off, as the Prospects will have a week off before their next game. They'll play Fremont next. Getting some other guys some playing time here in Hastings. Pitch is high for ball 2 to Tucker Bradley.
And if you're going to come all the way out to Hastings, you want to play. I'm sure Varley also kind of manages that. So, yep, you're going to get one start in the 2 games out there to get some of these guys some ABs. They have a tremendously deep and talented roster, so they can play a lot of different lineups and still be pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's the tough thing as a manager, too. You know, you're a travel-only team. You don't get to see home fans that often. You got to decide who's playing, who is going to sit. Obviously, you want to play your good guys, but you don't want to neglect the other guys on the team. I do not envy being a baseball manager. Joel Skipper and Trevor Varley doing some hard work in their respective dugouts. Bradley now with the 2-2 count to right field. Going over to the line is Matson, and he dives in foul territory but can't make the play. Matson maybe looked like that ball had some wind carry on it. Kind of going in a zigzag pattern, but Matson no worse for wear, and lucky enough foul ball. So Bradley will trot all the way back to home plate and face a 2-2 count again.
Yeah, you mentioned Ty just didn't have a great line on it, didn't have a tremendous read. And you mentioned the fact that I think his favorite position is center field, and he's had a couple of tough chances out there in right.
Johnson ready with the 2-2 and set another pickoff to first. Johnson with a couple look over to first. Runner goes, and that is just foul outside of the third base bag down the left field line. So again, Bradley flirting with the lines out in left and right field, but he has missed both of them now on both sides. Oh, so close, but no cigar for Mr. Bradley. He'll do it again. Take the long walk back to home plate. As a catcher, you're not used to running that much. Johnson delivers. Pitch is high for ball 3. So the count goes full once again from Johnson to Bradley. Bradley, 7-hole hitter, 8 and 9 due up next, barring a double play. Full count again, runner doesn't go. Foul ball and just out of the glove of Cabranes. Not able to hold on. So very close to a strikeout there. And that is now 3 times that Bradley has just gotten a piece of those balls and not quite put it in play. 3-2 again. Another pickoff throw to first. Johnson keeping a close eye on Jake Henry Williams at first. Williams just 1 stolen base attempt, but he successfully swiped the base. 3-2, runner goes again into left field for a base hit, as Henry Williams will stop at second, and a base hit for Tucker Bradley as he records his first hit of the series. And Prospects with 2 on with 1 out here in the 4th.
Really good at bat for Bradley, fouling off several tough pitches and finally found one he could line to center field. That's 3 straight that have reached against Johnson. That caught stealing looming larger, but A threat is mounting here for the Prospects.
Couldn't have said that any better. How big does that throw out from Cabranes look right now? Set of bases loaded. We had first and second with one out. First pitch is called strike to Braden Cannon. So Cannon bats. He was hit by a pitch. First batter that Johnson faced. So Johnson going through his second time of the Prospect lineup. Breaking ball is up high for ball one. Prospects with 2 runs. By the way, that was just the first hit for them on that single to left field for Tucker Bradley. 1-1 to right field. Matson lines it up, makes the grab, and will gun that in and hold the runners where they are. Hiltbrand knocks it down. So an unproductive out for Braden Cannon as he lines to right field. Good play by Matson. And runners still where they are now with 2 outs for Danny Spongberg.
Not only to make the catch, but unleashed a great throw, and that also makes the Prospects think future about maybe going first to third, because Matson, great throw from first to third, from right to third right there, and showing that he certainly has the gun to throw out someone if they do try to take the extra base.
So Spongberg will be the last hope for the moment for the Prospects. In the fourth, Johnson delivers strike one. So Johnson approaching 50 pitches on his outing. To the left side, Printer, great stop and flips to second for the force out as Printer flips to Oliver to end the Prospect fourth inning. The Prospects leave 2 and do not score. They hang a 0. Sodbusters coming to bat in the bottom of the fourth.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Sodbusters coming to bat against Joel Benish and the Nebraska Prospects, who hold a 2-0 lead here at Duncan Field. Tanner Johnson able to escape trouble in the top of the fourth, inducing a ground out to end the inning. Johnson, 47 pitches through 2 innings, and in his 11 outings now, the most pitches he's thrown. So with the couple days off coming up, Skipper trying to get all he can out of his right-handed reliever. Got to figure that his night will be done. First, Sodbusters need to get to Joel Benish on the mound here. And he faces Landon Gaz to start off the fourth inning. Gaz was caught looking in the first. Just got a piece of that one. Foul back to the screen. 1-1 counts. Landon Gaz and Kyle Hiltbrand, 2 new faces in the Sodbuster lineup, making their Sodbuster debuts last night. Both California guys. 1-1 breaking ball as Gaz lays off. Gaz just graduated from Moore Park. The Musketeers, happy to have Gaz here for the summer. 2-1 pitch off his foot. and just now calling it a foul ball. There was no signal right away from the home plate umpire. But that clearly went off of Gaz's foot, so that'll be a foul ball. Count goes to 2-2. And for Gaz, a good season for the Musketeers. Played in the 2022 California Prospects Showcase. Finds himself here in central Nebraska for the summer. Breaking ball is a called strike 3 as Gaz is caught looking at a pitch, according to our flight scope, right at the knees. Perfect pitch for Benish as Gaz is caught looking for the second time.
Frustrating for him. He didn't think it was a strike either time, but borderline gets the call, and Benish keeps on keeping on as he tries to put another 0 on the board here for the Prospects.
4th K for the Prospect left-hander in his outing. Nick Jones' first pitch swinging comes up empty. Jones designated hitting for a good portion of the season. Seen time behind the plate as well. Breaking ball is fouled. Last series against Casper, Jones was behind the plate and took a beating on a couple of those games he was behind the plate, so skipper giving him some time off. Jones swings and misses. They'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout, and that's out number 2. Nick Jones strikes out on 3 pitches, and that'll bring up Kyle Hiltbrand with 2 outs.
Hiltbrand, one of the bright spots for the Sodbusters today, just 2 hits, and Kyle has one of those.
Rope to right center field over the head of the second baseman in the second inning. Unfortunately left stranded as that breaking ball is off the fists of Hiltbrand. Foul ball. Hiltbrand now 3 for 5 in a Sodbuster uniform. Went 2 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 1 so far today. Benish ready with the 0-1 and fouled back into the parking lot for strike 2. So Benish working ahead of all these hitters, as he's now at 57 pitches on his outing this evening. 0-2 to Hiltbrand, check swing, and no call. They're going to check down to first, and no swing. All the Prospect infield thought that Hiltbrand offered. I thought he offered, but no swing according to both umpires, so Hiltbrand will see another pitch. 1-2 this time. It's ball 2 upstairs.
Yeah, Benish almost needed to wait for his left fielder to get back out there because he was 2/3 of the way into the infield and had to hustle back out as Benish threw another 2-strike pitch.
Hiltbrand calls time. The 2-2. Breaking ball is a perfect one right there for strike 3. So Benish strikes out the side, and Gaz Jones and Hiltbrand as the Sodbusters are set down in the 4th inning. 2-0 Nebraska. They lead after 4 innings. It's 2-0. 5th inning coming up.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Top of the 5th inning here at Duncan Field. New pitcher for the Sodbusters is Luke Wenzel. So first 2 pitchers each going 2 innings as Luke Wenzel will take over for the 5th inning.
And Luke coming in with an 0-1 record. Wenzel, a 7.07 ERA, making his 9th appearance. In 14 innings, he's allowed 15 runs, 11 of those earned. He has allowed 13 hits, struck out 6, and walked 8. He ended up pitching against Oahe Saturday. That was his most recent outing. Went an inning, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit, didn't strike out anybody, and walked 2. 2 great innings for Jacob Suits. No runs allowed, no hits, struck out 4. Tanner Johnson would be the losing pitcher. He allowed 2 unearned runs on 1 hit, walked 2 and hit 2. And now it's Wenzel here in the 5th as the pitch is maybe a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes as it's the top of the order coming up here for the Nebraska Prospects. Easton Swafford takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Swafford. Swafford, a strikeout his first time up. Reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base, and scored the second Prospect run in the 3rd. 2-0 is the score with the Nebraska Prospects on top. Pitch is fouled back, and it goes to 2-1 on Easton Swafford. Swafford made his pitching debut yesterday, a position player out of B Branch, Arkansas, goes to Crowder College, and the Sodbusters lit him up pretty good on the mound, but he's a good hitter, 340 on the year coming into today. This pitch way outside from Wenzel, and he's fallen behind 3-1. And we talked about the fact that Johnson allowing the 2 unearned runs, but, part of that, allowing the free passes, a hit batsman and a walk to open both of his innings, and the pitch is across for strike 2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And yeah, the Sodbusters did have an error that led to runs, but kind of working yourself into that situation, if those base runners don't reach, the Sodbusters probably put a 0 on the board. And so Tanner Johnson, it was encouraging that he allowed 2 unearned runs, but it was also discouraging in terms of 2 walks, 2 hit batsmen, or 2 innings. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that misses the plate. Ball 4, and Easton Swafford aboard to lead off this 5th inning, and that'll bring Colin Lynham to the plate. And man, you don't want to see this guy come to the plate with anybody on. You really just don't want to see this guy come to the plate because he's pretty darn good. Colin Lynham. Word is he had Division I opportunities, but wanted to play with his brother, and so they've done that. They were at Northeast Community College before going on to Wayne State. Cade and Colin getting a chance to play together. Pitch almost hitting Lynham. And it's off the inside, and that's where all of the pitches have missed so far, right over the right-handed batter's box. It didn't really matter with left-handed hitting Easton Swafford up there first, but Lynham had to scoot out of the way of that one. And it's kind of a 3-quarter delivery for Wenzel, and Wenzel is really having trouble with location as he misses the first 2 here against Colin Lynham. Lynham, Platteview High School, that's near Omaha. Springfield, the official town, but Platteview High School's out on a hill, kind of in the middle of the country. Really neat perspective from Platteview High. And now going to Wayne State. Lynham has had fun against Hastings. 8 out of 12 coming into today, and he had a multi-hit game. The second game of the Casper Series, they swept the Spuds. He went 2 for 2 with a triple and RBI in that one. As 2 balls, no strikes to count. They threw over to first, see what Swafford was going to be doing. As the pitch comes in, and it hits Lynham. All right, so Lynham hit by a pitch. So in the last 3 innings, regardless of the pitcher, a walk and a hit batsman to the first 2 hitters of the frame. And you are just given the opportunities to that opposing team as here comes a visit to the mound as Joel Skipper will come out and talk with Wenzel as just tough location for Wenzel as he is bringing everything is missing right over the right-handed batter's box, so that has led to a walk and now a hit batsman. And those are the first 2 batters of the inning and the first 2 batters in the lineups, and they got 3, 4, and 5 coming up with 2 on and nobody out. 2-0 to score, but it's going to be tough to put a 0 on the board right here. Today's game is brought to you by Aloe, Pepsi, and Coach's Corner. Also by Blue Fork Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, and the Hastings Visitors Bureau. Sodbusters on the short end of a 2-0 game. They have led only 1 contest at home this year. That was the season opener. Today, it's been much more competitive than yesterday. By this time yesterday, it was 14-0. But the Sodbusters have hung in there, partly due to the pitching of Jacob Suits, who was pretty dominant the first 2 innings, and then Sodbusters played really good defense in the 4th to get out of a jam. Now we're in the 5th inning, and the Prospects trying to break this baby open. First and second, nobody out. Right-handed hitting Sid DeMayo is at the plate. And Wenzel brings home the pitch, and that's just missing the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes on DeMayo. DeMayo had a ground out for an RBI back in the 3rd after he reached on an error in the 1st. We're now in inning number 5, 2-0, but the Prospects looking for more. Here's the pitch. Missing outside. 2-0 the count. Has fallen behind all 3 hitters he's faced so far. As the Sodbusters making this a bullpen game, there is right-handed action behind him down in the Sodbuster bullpen. 2-0 the count with 2 on. A bluff back to second base. Nothing happening there with Swafford, this Prospects team. Excellent stolen base crew. They don't steal a tremendous amount, but they have ran pretty consistently today as the pitch is over for a strike. Sid DeMayo taking all the way there with Wenzel struggling to find the zone. 2-0. Prospects on top. Pitch. Bouncing ball, left side. Hiltbrand high to try to grab it. Can't do it. Everybody's going to be safe. Tried to charge it. It was a high hopper. Hiltbrand knew that if he were going to have a chance at an out, he had to charge that, but it bounced out of his glove, and I don't know. I would suppose it is the error going to be recorded, and that is going to be the call. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. We saw the Prospects score 2 runs without the benefit of a hit back in the 3rd inning, and here in the 5th, walk, hit batsman, error. And here's your 4-hole hitter, Caden Young, with a huge opportunity to blow this baby wide open. He's 0 for 2 on the day as he stands in the left-handed box. So Wenzel doing a good job getting a pitch that was a moderately weak grounder, but the Sodbusters couldn't get an out, and now they're in huge trouble here in inning number 5 as the Prospects trying to take a stranglehold on this one. Already the 3rd error of the game for the Hastings Sodbusters. Sodbusters have out hit the Prospects 2-1. Pitch outside, 2-1 the count now on Caden Young. So walk, hit batsman, E5 for the first 3 batters here in the visiting half of inning number 5. Bases loaded, nobody out. Wenzel brings home the 2-1 delivery. That's a beauty on the outside corner, 2-2. A strikeout would look really big. An out of any kind would look mighty big for this Hastings Sodbuster team at this point in this one, trying to hang in against the talented Prospects from mostly eastern Nebraska, based in the Omaha area. A shot to the right side, but thankfully that is foul. And it's going to be 2-2 again to Caden Young.
Yeah, just ahead of that one. If that one is in play, that is over the head of everybody.
Caden Young, Columbus SCOTUS guy, watches this one go by for ball 3. Not close, right over the right-handed batter's box. Plays at Northeast Community College. Young, an athletic training major, as he stands here trying to produce, bring home the 3rd run of the game at least. 3-2 pitch outside. Ball 4, bases loaded, walk. Sodbuster fans grumble, but the right call. Swafford scores. Line him to 3rd. DeMayo to 2nd. A run on the board. No hits in the inning, and there's still nobody out. And this looks like a really rough inning in progress. Yesterday, it was hits. I mean, they just were able to find the gaps. Today, the Sodbusters are giving them a big chance here in inning number 5 with Tyler Palmer up there now, taking ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Luke Wenzel. Has not found the zone consistently yet. Wenzel working out of the stretch, trying to find it. That's what summer ball's all about, and a half-hearted swing for Palmer. Strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike as Hastings trying to remain a part of this game. Iowa Western product out of Milwaukee. Wenzel brings the pitch home, and that is a beauty for strike 2. So he gets 2 strikes on each of the last 2 hitters. Has not gotten an out yet, though. Walk, hit batsman, error, walk to produce a run. Still only 1 hit in the game for the Prospects. Swing and a miss, and there's a big first out. And now the Sodbusters are 6-4-3 away from getting out of this with only 1 run allowed.
It's a good bounce back from Wenzel. Seemed a little wild, but, you know, as a pitcher, too, that first pitch strike just gives you so much confidence. Working ahead of hitters mentally so much easier than after you deliver ball 1.
Some are all about trying to figure some things out, and Wenzel still working. Brings this pitch across. Much better getting it over the plate the last couple of hitters. He was really wild, glove side. first couple of hitters in the inning. No balls and 1 strike to count on John Henry Williams, who struck out and walked his first 2 plate appearances here against the Sodbusters tonight. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 home. Popped up down the right field line. Will anybody be able to get there? No. As everybody hustling over, you had the right fielder Matson, Oliver the second baseman, and Gaz the first baseman all trying to get there. But the good news is there are 2 strikes on Williams, and another strikeout would look mighty fine here for Luke Wenzel. Wenzel, right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 170. Battling it out against John Henry Williams, the Arkansas State Red Wolf. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. Just misses a little bit high. 1-2 with 1 out. Sodbusters would have taken that. They would have taken the borderline call.
We've seen bigger pitches miscalled.
Called strike 3 here. Jake Henry Williams doesn't think so. He thought that was off the plate outside, but it is a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wenzel. After all of this, if he can get it by Tucker Bradley, that's a win for the Sodbusters. With 1 home, bases loaded, nobody outs, the Sodbusters have a chance to survive this with only 1 run allowed.
Yeah, so on the check swing there, thought it might have went around, but yeah, that was a called strike 3 by the home plate umpire right there.
Pitch way outside, ball 1 to Tucker Bradley. Bradley 1 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a single for Tucker Bradley, the DH. Batting in the right-handed box against Wenzel, the right-handed pitcher. 1-0 delivery, inside, nearly hit him, throw down to first. Not going to be in time as they tried for the pick play over there to Caden Young. And man, if Bradley could have just stood in there, he gets himself an RBI. It's 2-0. I don't know how he got out of the way of that wild pitch inside from Wenzel. An unbelievable job for Cabranes to not only field that right behind the batter and then I'm throwing it to first. Because he was fortunate to just grab it. And instead, by God, I'm trying for a pick play here and made a perfect throw. 2-0 the count. The pitch from Wenzel. Hit high in the air, right field. Matson back a few steps, makes the catch, and after all of that, the Prospects settle for 1. 1 run on no hits, an error, and 3 left. Way out of the bottom half of inning number 5. It's 3-0 Prospects, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 5, Sodbusters still in it after a nice escape job for Luke Wenzel. A lot of courage. I mean, when it's going bad, you're talking walk, hit batsman, an error behind you, a bases-loaded walk. That inning had a chance to totally unravel, but a strikeout of Palmer, a strikeout of Williams, and a flyout. And tip of the hat to Luke Wenzel, because that took a little courage to get out of that with just 1 run allowed.
Yeah, Wenzel been a little wild on the season. Walked 8 men and 13 hit batters on the season, so his command issues have been wild, but you thought, oh, well, first 4 of reach, this is going to be where the wheels fall off the card, but Wenzel responds very nicely to get the next 3 in order, especially with a couple of strikeouts there too. Wenzel not going to blow you away with that sidearm action by any means, but found those perfect spots to get those prospect hitters off guard. And now with the Sodbusters, we'll have to get something started against Joel Benish, who's been very good through 4 so far.
Rallied late yesterday. You take 7 runs on 14 hits right now, you'd have yourself a victory. But can they find a way against Benish? A good idea for Jensen. Tries to lay down the bunt and could not get it done on the third base side. No balls, 1 strike on Cale Jensen, who singled his first time up. Sodbusters have only 2 hits, but they've out-hit the Prospects. What a difference a day makes. By this time yesterday, the Prospects had upwards of 20 hits through the first 5 innings. They ended up with 24 on the day and 18 runs. Today, just 3 runs on 1 hit, and it's been Sodbuster opportunities given to the Prospects that have allowed them to have the 3 runs. 3 errors on the day, and the walks and the hit batsmen have basically given the Prospects the chance to take this 3-0 lead. 0-2 pitch, and Jensen could not catch up with it, and strike 3 on the 84-mile-an-hour fastball from Joel Benish. That is 4 straight Ks for Joel Benish, who has found his strikeout mojo, and the Sodbusters trying to find a way with the bottom of the order. Printer and Oliver coming up here in the 5th inning of a 3-0 game with the Nebraska Prospects in front. Printer, right-handed hitter. He stands in and takes a little bit high for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes out. A fielder's choice grounder his first time up. Sodbusters' best chance came with 2 on, 1 out, and Printer at the plate. Back in that second, he had a fielder's choice grounder, and then the Sodbusters had a strikeout to end the inning, and since then, it's been pretty dominant for Benish. Gave a leadoff walk, but then double play, and then he has set down 4 since, including 3 straight strikeouts. 2-0 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul, 2-1 the count on Josh Printer. Potential pre-physical therapy major in college. I loved his story about the fact he was going to major in history, then took 4 history classes. There was an essay for every one of them. Said, I am not doing this history stuff. And so has changed his major. Probably going to be some essays for physical therapy too, but, you know, a little different subject matter. 2-2 the count.
Quote time. Who cares about history? They're all dead anyway. name that quoter. I'll give you guys the answer later in the innings. If you're on YouTube, comment your answer.
It's probably someone a lot younger than me. I was going to say like John Belushi, Animal House, but you probably don't even know that reference.
I'll say a hint here. He's a Nebraska guy. So.
Oh, is it Larry the Cable Guy?
It is not. No.
Oh, okay. 3-2 pitch. And fouled away. Remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on Josh Printer. 1 out, nobody on. Sodbusters on the short end of a 3-0 game here as we are past the halfway point in this 9-inning affair. Independence League Baseball. Prospects and the Sodbusters. 3-2 pitch. Printer pops it up. Playable on the infield. It's on the right side. And waiting for it to come down into his glove. That's Caden Young, first baseman. 2 outs for Nolan Oliver. And here comes Oliver, who struck out to end the second. 0 for 1 on the day as Benish quietly has gotten his strikeout numbers way up there. 7, make it 8 strikeouts now in the 5th. I do not have another guess. Are we just going to?
I was about to ask if you wanted another guess.
I'm calling baseball here. You know, I'm thinking Nebraskans who are funny. The pitch is swung on and missed. You know, Willa Cather? No, probably not. You know.
Okay, he wasn't from Nebraska, but he is known in Nebraska history.
Oh, in Nebraska history, huh?
So I'll have the answer at the end of the inning. Just give you guys a couple more minutes if you wanna type in there.
1 ball, 1 strike on Nolan Oliver. As the Sodbusters trying to... It sounds like something Mark Twain would say, but he wasn't a Nebraskan, although I love watching the guys portray him at Chautauquas. So 1-2 the count. Make it 2-1 on Nolan Oliver. That borderline pitch was called ball 2. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, Sodbusters on the short end. 3-0, but it's just nice to see a game. I mean, this has been very competitive. Sodbusters hanging in against the talented Prospects. And called strike 2. 2-2 now on Oliver. Ty Matson hoping to get his opportunity here in inning number 5. No games tomorrow or Thursday, but a weekend series that will span 3 days and 4 games, including a 4:15 doubleheader Saturday with the Casper Spuds. Called strike 3. Oliver couldn't pull the trigger. He's not happy now. And both teams are having issues with the home plate umpires as that's strikeout number 9. We'll head to the 6th and have the answer to our Sodbuster trivia question from Ryan Valenta. Coming up, this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Head to the 6th inning. Hastings Sodbusters trail by a score of 3-0, and they will go to their 4th pitcher in what has turned into a bullpen day. Braden Anderson will come on. Anderson, 5'10", 190-pounder, Iowa Western Community College, his home. He's a Kearney High guy, and he is coming off a really tough outing here at Duncan Field. Overall 1-3, a 4.34 ERA, making his 6th appearance. Most of those have been in a starter's role. Against Casper on Wednesday, he was the losing pitcher, lasted only an inning and 2/3, and this is great for Joel Skipper to try to give Anderson a little more of a good taste in his mouth here in a semi-non-pressure situation, facing a really good lineup, and hopefully he can come out and put a couple of zeros on the board for this Sodbuster team and keep them in it. They're down only 3-0.
And your answer, which you've been waiting so patiently for, the quote, "Don't major in history, they're all dead anyway." Husker basketball coach legend Tim Miles.
Oh, good one.
Tim
like
Miles,
that.
you know, there's a video out there on YouTube somewhere of Tim Miles' best moments in media availability, and can't remember who he's talking about, but he just with a very
Totally.
easy tone, just don't major in history. Who cares? They're all dead anyways.
Funny stuff. I love Tim. I wish he would have had more success because he was tremendous media guy, about as media friendly as any coach in recent Nebraska history. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters up there for the Nebraska Prospects against Braden Anderson. So good to see Anderson get his opportunity for a bounce-back performance. He had pitched all of his outings on the road until that matchup against Casper, and it was a really tough outing. He had no help defensively in that rough one against the Spuds. So Anderson in relief today, winds and delivers. First pitch missing, 1 ball, no strikes on Braden Cannon. Cannon hit by a pitch and lined out to right. 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 run in the 5th. That is it. The Nebraska Prospects lead at 3-0. Isn't that baseball? Yesterday, 18-7. Today, 3-0. And you feel like maybe nobody's going to score any more runs. Here's the pitch. Beauty. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, there's certainly been more threats for the Prospects, although most of them have been given to them by the Sodbusters, as Hastings pitchers have walked 4 and hit 3. And there's also been 3 errors. Hard hit ball to right field. Matson back a few steps, still fading back, and makes the play. On a night where the wind is blowing in, you like fly balls. If you can play them well, you have a chance to stay in the game, because things are probably going to stay in the yard. A fly out to right, and Danny Sponberg will step to the plate, the number 9 hitter, but not number 9 hitter numbers, as he comes into the day with a .500 batting average, dropping after his 2-hit performance yesterday. Sponberg, a walk and a run scored. He also had a fielder's choice grounder, so 0 for 1 today, and fouls this pitch back. No balls, 1 strike for the Creighton Prep guy. Danny Sponberg then went on to Southeast Community College. He is signed with Bellevue, pretty good baseball program in the NAIA ranks. So staying pretty close to home for all of his college experience. From Omaha, going to Beatrice, and now back to the metro area. 0-1 delivery. Squares, takes, outside, 2 balls and a strike. Should say 1 ball and 1 strike on Danny Sponberg. Braden Anderson to top the hill. Kearney guy for the Hastings Sodbusters. Big deep breath. Winds and delivers. A little bit inside, 2 balls and 1 strike on Danny Sponberg. Sponberg had 2 multi-hit games in their 3-game sweep of Casper. He's had multi-hit games in each of the 2 matchups against Hastings, 4 for 10 coming into today. 2-1 pitch. Foul back, 2-2. An amazing stat yesterday. Every starter except one had a multi-hit game against the Sodbusters. They had 24 hits. Sodbusters, 7 runs, 14 hits. That's going to win you a lot of games. And Hastings was never in it. Down 14-0 after 4. 2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Sponberg, number 9 hitter. Just happy to see the leadoff guy retired because Sodbuster pitchers have really been working behind the 8 ball. First 2 had reached the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Sodbusters fortunate to probably give up only 3 the way those 3 innings unfolded. The pitch. Line drive right side, foul. Remains 3-2. Back in the 3rd, hit batsman walk to open the frame. In the 4th, hit batsman walk single to open the inning. And the 5th inning, walk hit batsman, error walks. Of the first 4 reached, 1 was home, and Luke Wenzel wiggled out of it with only that 1 run allowed. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Anderson. Shakes off the first couple of signs. Now he's ready to go. Winds and delivers. Sponberg spoils another one. This is a good at-bat from Sponberg. A good battle here. I know some of the pitchers, don't they use the wristband or the band to get the signs? But he's apparently getting all of his signs from Cabranes. Now, maybe it's just used by batters for this Hastings Sodbuster team. I was thinking the pitchers also got their signs that way. This is inside, and it hits him. And then I thought it maybe got a piece of Cabranes, or maybe he was just disappointed after that long at bat. And I think it did. It clipped Cabranes on the deflection off of Sponberg, and after all of that, 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, I think the major leaguers, a lot of them using the pitch comm now. They have it directly in their ear. That's what kind of Cabranes behind the plate has in his ear, but still has to relay signs the old-fashioned way to the pitcher there.
Okay.
So kind of takes one step out of the relay system, which, I mean, sign stealing's a part of baseball. If your signs are obvious, that's your problem. So, but Sodbusters making it a little bit harder there with the relay system.
Easton Swafford up there taking strike 1. Now you just got to know the frequency. That's the way you steal signs. You just got to be high tech now. 1 on, 1 out, 3-0, and the Prospects looking for more. And yet another free pass issued by Sodbuster pitchers. That's 4 hit batsmen. An updated hit batsman total, by the way. I think I misquoted earlier. The Sodbuster pitchers have now hit 49 batters this year. 0-1. Count on Swafford, leadoff hitter, 1 on, 1 out. Great speed with Sponberg out there. Pitch low, nice dig for Cabranes. And it goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Swafford, who has been a pest today. Fielder's choice grounder, stolen base and a run scored, a walk and a run scored. 2 of the 3 runs scored for Swafford, who's at the plate now, trying to move Sponberg along. Sponberg a moderate lead, and the pitch. Sprayed foul on the left side. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Swafford. We are in inning number 6 with the Sodbusters on the short end of a 3-0 game. 3 runs, 1 hit for the Prospects. No runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for the Sodbusters. It's Braden Anderson trying for a bounce-back performance after a really tough start against Casper earlier this week. Here's the pitch. Taken high, throw back to first, and Sponberg is in safely. Ball fielded by Gaz, who tried the sweep tag, but a good call there, and Sponberg back in.
Yeah, Sponberg at first has 5 stolen bases, the most on the Prospects team. Anderson with a little bit of a longer delivery to home plate, but then again, you got Marcos Cabranes behind the plate.
The equalizer.
Yep, still a manageable game. You don't want to make it out on the base pass here.
Sponberg a little bigger lead right here. Anderson gives him a look. The pitch. 1 hopper at the second baseman. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. Double play. 4, 6, 3. Oliver, Printer, Gaz. And the Prospects are done here in inning number 6. No runs, no hits, and nobody left as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 3-0 Prospects. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 6, Sodbusters trying to find the O. They have seen the bats go quiet against Benish, who's been really good. Hastings coming off a 14-hit performance yesterday and really swung the bat very well up in South Dakota. 9 hits, 16 hits, and 11 hits in that 3-game series. They won 2 out of 3 there, but Benish, very solid. You figured he was going to be good. I mean, the Nebraska Omaha recruit had not allowed a run this year in his 1 start. Probably a guy who's on a pitch count, maybe limited starts for the summer, and he's been really good in that respect. May earn some more at-bats after the way he swung the bat yesterday against the Hastings Sodbusters, as Benish went 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored, saying, "Coach, put me in the lineup. Let me swing the bat some more." And Hastings trying to find a way with their 9-1-2. Matson, Frank, and Cabranes against Joel Benish. Lefty-righty matchup. Matson did a good job of working out of a 1-2 hole to get a walk his last time up. And that is the only free pass issued by Benish today. And he throws a first pitch ball to the number 9 hitter, Ty Matson. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Ty bouncing back from an earlier error to make a few nice defensive plays out there in right field. Probably more comfortable in center, but another thing summer ball does, get you out of your comfort level, make you more versatile, so when you go back to your college, or for Matson's instance, go to college for the first time, you can say, I played right some in summer ball, so you can put that on your resume. Couple of borderline calls. One goes for the Sodbusters, one does not. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ty Matson, number 9 hitter for the Sodbusters. 3-0 the score. Prospects on top as Benish brings home the pitch. Low for ball 3, 3-2. So Matson has worked it full once again against Joel Benish. Benish, 75 pitches thrown coming into this frame. You'd think he may be nearing the end of his tenure, and it looks like there is some action. And Matson able to work the walk. So the leadoff man aboard. The last time that happened, Ty was erased on a 4-6-3 twin killing off the bat of Gage Frank. Sodbusters hoping for a different outcome this time as Gage will step in.
So tough at bats for both sides. You know, the strike zone, and I mean, looking at the strike box, Benish is just all around those edges. Some have gone Sodbusters' way, some have gone the Prospects' way. As a hitter, that's got to be really tough to determine what is and isn't a strike.
Pitch is in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Gage Frank. Frank 0 for 2 on the day for the Hastings Sodbusters. Went 2 for 6 yesterday against the Prospects. Scored twice. Sodbusters lost that game 18-7. Good one going here. 3-0 the score. This pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gage Frank. At last report, Frank still looking for a 4-year school. That's another thing. General manager and owner Scott Galusha does a great job of trying to market his players, if you will, help them out, make some calls, and see if he can find the next home. Frank pops this one high in the air. Matson was off with the pitch, so he's going to have to retreat. This will be short right field. Making the call and making the catch is Jake Henry Williams. So the Sodbusters trying a little hit-and-run action there. It did not work out, and Matson back to first on a fly out to right from Gage Frank, and that'll bring Marcos Cabranes to the plate. Cabranes, a pair of ground outs today, 4-3 and 6-3 for the Puerto Rican, who's playing his college ball at Arkansas Tech. And business, criminal justice major, really thinking about, once he gets his 4-year degree, maybe going to law school if it all works out. And takes the pitch on the outside corner for strike one. No balls, one strike on Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes, fun player to watch. No matter where he's playing. Just kind of eye-catching the way he handles the glove and the arm. Hard hit ball to third. Over to second for one. Over to first. Double play. 5-4-3. Sodbusters ground to another twin killing. Solidly struck the ball off the bat of Cabranes, but handled cleanly there by Cannon. Cannon with the cannon arm to Swafford. Swafford with the good turn. Gets it over to Young, and the Sodbusters send the minimum to the plate again. 3-0 as we head to the 7th. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
At the top of the 7th inning, the Hastings Sodbusters on the short end, 3-0, and it looks like it's going to be Braden Anderson back there once again, and here is Ryan Valenta.
Anderson back out there for the bullpen day for the Sodbusters, and offensively, you have 2 hits, but you're out hitting the other team, but you're losing by 3. That's like we've been saying, the way the game of baseball goes, anything can happen. You got to be in it to win it and play all 27 outs. And final 9 outs for each team coming up here. 7, 8, and 9 innings due up for each side. As the Sodbusters try and pick up their first Duncan Field dub of the 2023 season. And first batter will be Colin Lynham. Lynham, a great series so far, takes high and in for ball 1. Faced Luke Wenzel in the 5th and was hit on the leg, but was left stranded in the 5th inning. So Braden Anderson continuing. That pitch pops over everyone for ball 2. Lynham yesterday with 2 hits and an RBI and scored a couple of runs as well. 2-0 from Anderson, way inside for ball 3. And Anderson's missed with 3 straight. .3-0 from Anderson, and taking all the way for ball 4 is Lynham, as he will reach base for the 3rd consecutive time, all without a hit. And we'll have a pinch runner at first base as Lynham will put an end to his day. That's Trey Mungin. Mungin was the Sodbuster killer yesterday. Mungin with 4 hits and 5 RBIs on his illustrious day. Best outing so far in the short season. Mungin came into the day yesterday hitting a .118. His average now at .261. It's more than doubled his average in one game. So he'll be the runner at first. Colin Lynham done for the day. Mungin replaces him. And here's the regularly scheduled batter, Sid DeMeo, batting with 1 on and nobody out against Anderson. From the stretch to the left side and past Hiltbrand at third. Solidly struck single through the left side for Sid DeMeo as he has his first hit of the game. And just the 2nd hit for the Prospects this evening. Hits now even for both sides at 2 apiece. Braden Anderson, as we mentioned, started off the year so promising. Anderson made 4 appearances away from home, and his 1 appearance at Duncan Field, he got shelled. So Anderson trying to keep this game at bay. 3 runs, definitely a manageable comeback. But a walk and a single have put the first 2 on for the Prospects. Good block by Cabranes on the pitch in the dirt. It's Caden Young ahead in the count, 2-0. Young 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. Mungin leading off at seconds. Pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 to Caden Young. Yeah, just 2 hits for the Prospects, but 5 walks and 4 hit batters for Sodbuster pitching has kept traffic on in most of the innings. Curveball is bounced foul to the right side. Count goes to 2-2. So DeMeo with the single. Only other single was a 4th inning single that was left stranded for the Prospects. Anderson, and time is called at home plate. Mungin really doing his best dance moves at second base, trying to draw a throw or even a balk from Anderson. 2-2, backed up the middle, and Oliver will flip to second for 1, on to first, and just late as Young beats the throw. DeMeo is forced out at second, and that softly hit ground ball just a hair too late to turn 2 right there.
Anderson falling off to the right-hand side. If he could have gloved it, maybe a chance to get the double play, but once it got by Anderson, Sodbuster doing a good job to get what they could with Oliver dishing to Printer to get the force at second. Now you'd take a little more solidly struck ball somewhere up the middle and get the double play to get out of this with no damage done.
And this is Tyler Palmer. Palmer yet to put the ball in play today. A couple of strikeouts and a hit by pitch to his ledger. Shows bunt. And runner holds at third. The throw to first is just in time as Palmer sacrifices Young over to second, but Mungin stays put at third as the ball was bunted back to the pitcher, just not far enough away, I guess, for Mungin to advance, and probably the smart play there. If you're not sure, don't risk it. You still got a chance with Jake Henry Williams here.
Yeah, Palmer trying to get that to anybody but the pitcher. If he gets it to the first baseman or the third baseman, maybe they get the run home from third, but as it stands, second and third, and Anderson a chance to escape.
Perfect breaking ball to Jake Henry Williams. 0 for 2 has drawn 1 of the 5 walks from Sodbuster pitching. Runners at second and third. 2 outs for Braden Anderson. Breaking ball and did not go for ball 1. Prospects trying to add on here in the 7th inning. Pitch from Anderson. Ooh, hack and a miss. Henry Williams swinging for the fence there, comes up empty.
Got his money's worth there, didn't he?
So with the count 1-2, we'll see what Anderson comes up with here. Gets the sign from Cabranes. The 1-2 pitch, fouled off to the right side. We will do it once again as Anderson, now with 31 pitches on his outing. 17 have found the zone for strikes. Mungin at third, Young at second. Henry Williams, the batter. Anderson with the 1-2. Breaking ball and inside, almost. It's jersey hunting right there. Henry Williams stayed in there, but Sodbusters avoid the hit batter there. Deuces wild in the 7th inning. Anderson ready. To the right side. Gaz on a couple hops will flip to Anderson, covering, and gets the out at first for the 3rd out. Great job by Braden Anderson to strand a pair and hang another 0 for the Sodbusters. And we will keep it right here as we stretch here in Hastings. Stretch time here in Hastings as Jason Frew and the Sodbuster faithful trying to will the Buster offense to come to life here in the 7th inning as they will once again face Joel Benish on the mound, who has been just about perfect so far in the game. Benish on the day, 6 innings, no runs, just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 8 punch-outs for the Prospects. So he has been pretty much lights out so far for the Prospects, and to go along with that is induced a couple of double plays as well to go along with those 8 strikeouts. We will get things started here in the home half of the 7th inning with Landon Gaz, Sodbuster newcomer, who is 0 for 2 today. He's been caught looking twice. He faces Joel Benish for the 3rd time. Breaking ball misses for ball 1. So 1-0 to Gaz. Benish delivers. Cut and a miss for strike 1. Benish now with 88 pitches on his outing. Just the 2nd game the left-hander has been on the mound for the Prospects. In his last outing, he went 6 innings. And he's now just an out and away from breaking that record. As Gaz is down in the count, 1-2. The 1-2 is high for ball 2.
Defensive changes for the Prospects. Looks like Jake Henry Williams has moved over to left field, and Cade Lynham is now in the game and playing right for the Prospects.
And a called strike 3, and Gaz is caught looking for the 3rd time. Beautiful breaking ball right down the gut. And that is the first out of the Sodbusters' 7th inning.
Isn't baseball fun? I mean, yesterday, 38 hits. Today, 4, and 3 runs feels like 18 today, the way this game's going.
Nick Jones will be the next batter. Like we said, just 4 hits combined between the 2 teams through 6.5 innings. Jones on the day, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts against Benish. That, by the way, last batter, 9th strikeout for Joel Benish on his outing. Left-hander delivers. Fly ball to left field, and a diving catch, and making it is Lynham in left field for out number 2. And pardon me, that is Jake Henry Williams out in left field, now making the catch. So that's out number 2. Good defensive gem from outfielder going from one corner to the other as he makes a nice play for out number 2. And here's Kyle Hiltbrand. First pitch from Benish is low and inside. 4-1. Hiltbrand with a single in the second inning. 1 of 2 sodbuster hits in game number 2. There's a sword right there as Hiltbrand couldn't lay off. Looked like the same pitch there, breaking ball, kind of a back foot slider. 1-1 pitch, low and away for ball 2. Sun has set here. The lights should be coming on shortly here at Duncan Field. The 2-1. Hiltbrand waves and misses at that breaking ball, and it's probably been Benish's one of his best pitches all day. That to the right-handers, that front door slider. 2-2, same pitch. It gets away from the catcher. I'll have to throw down to first, and they retire Hiltbrand on the 2-3 strikeout putouts. Sodbusters go 1-2-3 in the 7th inning, and 2 more innings here for the Sodbusters. And we will keep it right here as we have one of our favorites here at Duncan Field, the Dizzy Bat Race, as never fails to amuse here. And we will see which of these 4 contestants can run to home plate without falling down.
Let's take it down to Jason Frew, the on-field guy. By the way, it looks like it's going to be Shaw coming in to pitch for the Sodbusters coming up next.
And we have Zach. They're going to be spinning around as fast as they can, hopefully running in a humorous way down here. All right, ready? On your mark, get set, go! 1, 2, faster! 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go! And they're all there! Elena, Zach, Eli, it is Jackson with the win! Not quite in a straight line, but that was quite fun. Give Jackson, Zach, Elena, and Eli a round of applause. Everybody, courtesy of Coach's Corner.
Always enjoy the Dizzy Bat action. No total wipeouts today, but good entertainment from Jason Frew and the on-field crew there for the Sodbusters here at Duncan Field. Top of the 8th inning as new Sodbuster pitcher is Jacob Shaw. As Shaw, a third-year Sodbuster, making his 8th appearance on the season. By the numbers, one of the best guys out of the Buster bullpen. Just a 1.0 flat ERA. Just 1 earned run in 9 innings. As opponents are hitting $1.94 against Mr. Shaw, and another strength to him, his pitches induce ground balls 70% of the time here, so he's good at keeping the ball on the ground and making it easier for the infielders. So it's Shaw against the Prospect hitters. 7, 8, and 9 due up.
His last outing, he didn't have his sharpest day. He did allow 4 runs on 4 hits in 2 1/3 innings against Oahe. Struck out 1 and walked 3, but did finish up that win for the Sodbusters in the second game of that 3-game series. Sodbusters ended up winning the series against the Zap up in South Dakota. Before that, he had not allowed an earned run this year. Love to see him have a chance to get a save. A save at home at some point, but not going to be today. He just hopes to keep it a 3-0 game and hope the offense can find its way in the final 2 at-bats.
In 19 games, Sodbusters still without a save on the year. Technically, the one opportunity was opening day, as technically if you blow a lead past the 6th inning, it counts as a blown save, and Tex Cook was charged with that blown save. But it's been the name of the game. Not too many leads for the Sodbusters, especially at home. On the road, it's been a different story. As Tucker Bradley bats, 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Prospects. At home, the Sodbusters are hitting .209, and on the road, Sodbusters are hitting .266. There's a called strike. Count goes to 1-2 to Bradley. And even better, the Sodbuster team ERA at home, 7.96, with opponents hitting .325. There's a cut and a miss, and Shaw makes quick work of Tucker Bradley, who is struck out. And first strikeout for Shaw. Good start for the Sodbuster right-hander.
It's been amazing, and it's only 3-0. The Prospects had their first 2 on in the third, their first 3 on in the fourth, their first 4 on in the fifth, and they had their first 2 on in the seventh, but they still only have 3 runs and 2 hits.
Pitches upstairs to Braden Cannon. Checking out some other games in the Independence League. Spearfish holds a 9-3 advantage over the Oahe Zap. And Casper in Badlands, the Spuds and the Big Sticks tied at 1 in the 5th inning in Casper. Speaking of Casper, a couple days off for the Sodbusters, and they will see the Spuds here once again at Duncan Field. There's strike 1 to Braden Cannon, the beer batter, and as the 8th inning approaches, last chance. Beautiful breaking ball for strike 2 from Shaw. He's gotten him with that slider both times. 2-2, and that one just too far inside. No bite from Cannon. Cannon 0 for 2 on the day. Was also hit by a pitch in the third. The full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Cabranes down to first to complete the strikeout. And the beer batter is struck out for the first time today. 2 consecutive Ks for Jacob Shaw.
74-mile-an-hour slider gets it done for the Hastings Sodbusters, and a great job for Cabranes to complete the strikeout. And Shaw trying to get a 1-2-3 inning for this Hastings Sodbuster team as he'll face the number 9 hitter.
Sodbusters have faced the minimum twice in the game. Still a very manageable game here at Duncan Field. There's ball 1 to Danny Spongberg. Spongberg walked and scored in the third. 0 for 1 since. Breaking ball for strike 1. Shaw working very quickly. Another curveball is bounced foul. Count of 1-2. Breaking ball in the mid-70s for Shaw. Let's see if he goes back to the well here. He does, but he spiked that one. 2-2 to Spongberg. Jacob Shaw, pitch away. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit for Danny Spongberg. Third hit of the afternoon. Spongberg going to second, nobody covering, and Spongberg will make it. Both Printer and Oliver both coming out to get the ball with no one covering. Spongberg takes advantage of the Sodbuster blunder, and that's all right there. That's going to go as a hustle double right there.
One of those things that doesn't show up on the score sheet, a play you've got to make. And now you just hope that Shaw bears down and gets Swafford. But so many times this year, plays like that, blooper to the outfield for a single and a run scores. So this is a huge at-bat in the course of this game with Shaw playing against Swafford.
So Shaw 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Now Prospects knocking on the door here again in the 8th. As they have Spongberg with some speed in scoring position at second. Spongberg's already stolen third once today. See what he's up to at second here. Swafford taking ball 1. Swafford up for the 5th time. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. Shaw, the right-hander, ready. Brings it home. Ground ball to the right side, but that'll go foul. So that breaking ball has been really kept the Prospects hitters off speed and off balance so far. Probably Shaw's best pitch so far tonight. So with the foul ball, Swafford down 1-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Went back to the well again. And Shaw escapes the jam as the 2-out double does not come around to score. Sodbusters got 6 outs left. They're down by 3. They're coming up in the bottom of the 8th.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Sodbusters coming to bat. And finally, new pitcher for the Prospects, Truett Luth on the mound for the Prospects. Luth, the right-hander, another UNO guy making his 5th appearance of the season. In 5 innings pitched, allowed 2 earned runs, 7 walks, 10 strikeouts to the tune of a 2.80 ERA. So great day for Joel Benish for the Prospects. He finishes the line of 7 innings pitched, 2 singles, 2 walks, and double-digit 10 strikeouts, as the Prospects will go to their bullpen for the first time today. And they will be responsible for 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Cale Jensen, Josh Printer, and Nolan Oliver here in the 8th.
And Luth may be really good, but by golly, let's see somebody else. Sometimes that's all it takes, a little different mojo, and Hastings very much a part of the game as we hit the bottom of the 8th inning.
So Luth, the tall right-hander, measuring in at 6'4", loses the cap there, but delivers strike 1.
86 miles an hour on the fastball. Yeah, he can bring it too.
Seems like just about everybody on this Prospect pitching staff has a middle 80s fastball. There's another one. Jensen fouls that back, and again, there goes the hat. We've seen that before here at Duncan Field.
Bobby pin. Got to get a bobby pin. No, just none of these baseball players have bobby pins anymore. They got long enough hair, so it would work. Just saying.
0-2 to Cale Jensen, and fouled back just over our heads.
3 for 3.
Last series, we saw Elijah Reeves for the Casper Spuds pitch for them in relief in a blowout game, and he also had trouble keeping his lid on. Let's see, 3 for 3. Well, that one was a ball, but the lid stayed on. Coincidence there?
Stack tracker, sure, certainly somebody's got to keep that somewhere. So
if the hat comes off, it's going to be a strike. Hat comes off, and there's strike 3. Just like we drew it up, and Jensen is struck out for the 2nd time this evening. And that'll bring up Josh Printer.
There's probably some rule. You're an umpire, you know. It's a white hat. The hat comes off, man. You lose the whole release point if the hat comes. I see two white things coming at me.
Yeah, and the white jerseys definitely don't help either. Pitch to Josh Printer, high fastball, cut on and missed.
And he comes 3/4, and his delivery's all over. Oh, I would not want to be a batter because it is hard to pick that up. I mean, you have the lefty, now the right-hander, and the ball's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, such a late release point for Luth. So that pitch will get out of play.
He is not the easy guy to follow up. I mean, Benish was bad enough, and to see Benish, totally different delivery than this. It's going to take you 2 innings to catch up. Unfortunately, 2 innings, the game's over.
Using all that 6'4" frame to extend as long as he can to home plate. Surprised 2 people have scored against him. The 0-2 to Printer. Fastball downstairs for ball 1.
And I'm surprised
there's the first anomaly there. Hat comes off, but that's a ball.
I'm surprised the hat comes off every time. I mean, at some point you have to make some sort of adjustment so the hat stays on. This can't happen all the time when he pitches. Is it the wind? I don't know.
So the simulation is broken. That curveball bounces good 5 feet in front of home plate. Another cricket ball there. Printer able to lay off. Count goes to 2-2. Pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Palmer takes it, tosses over to first in time. And there is out number 2, 6-3 on the putout.
And Luth's breaking ball about 15 miles an hour slower than his fastball. So it's a big challenge. I would not want to be in the batter's box there for the Hastings Sodbusters. Having to find a way here. 4 outs with which to work, trailing at 3-0.
Nolan Oliver batting now with 2 outs. Oliver 0 for 2. Shows bunt and pulls back, but ball 1. Oliver seen a little more playing time in the infield in the first part of the season. Showing bunt and taking strike 1 this time is Oliver.
A couple of reasons for that. He's getting a few hits and also some injury situations still. Missing a couple of guys, and particularly with the injury to Vital, that didn't help either, and also missing Grant Schmidt.
So Vital, as we mentioned earlier, out today, hoping to not lose him long term, and Grant Jones perhaps maybe coming back this weekend. Originally, Sodbusters thought he'd be out for a few weeks with an ankle injury. And the bunt and a bare hand grab by DeMeo behind the plate. And Oliver is retired. And that's can't do anything about that. Great grab by DeMeo behind the plate. As the Sodbusters go 1-2-3 in the 8th inning. 9th inning coming up. Sodbusters need 3. They'll have to hang another 0. We'll be right back.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Top of the 9th inning, where, as usual, Sweet Caroline rings out in the ballpark for the Sodbuster faithful. Pretty much everybody still stuck around as they try to will the Sodbusters to a few runs, maybe more. And the 9th inning, and Jacob Shaw back to work.
Shaw in his second inning for the Hastings Sodbusters as Hastings trails it by a score of 3-0. He's going to be facing Cade Lynham. Cade has his first at bat, batting in the spot of his twin brother Colin. Talk about getting confusing if you don't have the numbers, but Cade came in the outfield for Mungeon, who had ran for Colin Lynham, and Cade takes strike one. No balls and one strike, his first AB of the game. As the pitch is taken for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cade Lynham getting his opportunity, 286 on the season, 6 runs batted in and 12 runs scored. As Shaw with a 1-1 count brings the pitch home, and that's low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. And I think it's a Prospects rule that there has to be at least one Lynham in the lineup, so you had to bring in Cade after they took Colin out. Those two guys very important to this Prospects lineup during their 2 years of college existence. Bouncing ball right side. Oliver drops it, throws to first, and safe. Sodbusters commit their 4th error of the day. A bang-bang play at first. Shaw not so sure, neither is Gaz, but there's one on and nobody out, and another opportunity here for the Prospects to extend a 3-0 lead.
Not saying that was the wrong call there, but I think I'd like a review on that one.
Sid DeMayo comes to the plate, and the Sodbusters throughout the course of this day, the pitchers have had to make so many pressure pitches. That is the 5th time that the leadoff man has been aboard, and all of those innings, more than one guy has gotten on. Like I say, it's amazing when you look at, they've only given up 3 runs with the hitting prowess of this Prospect squad. Count no balls and a strike. But they've only had 3 hits. Here's the pitch. Sodbusters have walked 4. They have hit 4, and now they have committed their 4th error of the day, and it has been a challenge when you look at all of that going against them. Still a 3-0 game. Pretty fortunate to be where they are, and Shaw trying to keep it that way as the pitch is swung on and fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sid DeMayo. DeMayo knocked in a run with a ground out back in the 3rd inning. Reached on an error in the 5th, had a single in the 7th. After reaching in on an error back in the 1st. So he's been on base 3 times, even though he has just the 1 hit. 3-0. Prospects try to hang on and win another and go to 14-3 on the season and sweep the 2-game series here in Hastings. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Oliver's got it. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. Twin killing. Oliver, Printer, Gas, and the Sodbusters go 4-6-3, and that erases the error, and there's 2 outs, nobody on here in the 9th.
Another double play in similar fashion. The 4-6-3, and the Sodbusters their 15th double play of the year.
And a nice bounce back there for Oliver, who got the good field and the perfect throw to Printer, and Printer battling arm issues. When he unleashes it, he has got a gun. Bouncing ball right side, another chance for Oliver. Oliver's got it, throws to first in time, and Shaw faces the minimum here in the top of the 9th. Sodbusters try to rally, need 3 to tie, 4 to win. 3-0 Prospects. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Head of the bottom half of the 9th inning, 3-0 to score. The Prospects on top of the Sodbusters. Here comes Jackson Meyer out of the pen, and he's going to be making his 7th appearance. He has a 1-0 record with a save, a 1.23 ERA, and 11 innings. Has allowed just 4 runs, 2 of those earned. He struck out 5. He has walked 6 and hit 3, so maybe some encouraging signs there. Sodbusters need 3 base runners to make it really interesting. Trailing at 3-0, they will have their 9-1-2 hitters. Say baseball is a weird game. Yesterday, 24 hits for Nebraska, 14 for Hastings. Today, the Nebraska Prospects able to come up with, I think did they rule that bouncing ball to the right side a hit the last inning and not give the Sodbusters an error? We'll have to double check that. Now I think the official line still has it as an error, so just 3 hits on the board for the Nebraska Prospects. The Hastings Sodbusters have but 2 hits, and the crazy stat in this game, remember the threat back in the second inning for the Hastings Sodbusters. They had 2 on, 1 out. They have not stranded a runner since that inning. The minimum has been faced by this Prospect squad every inning since.
I was about to say, since the 3rd inning, the Sodbusters have sent the minimum to the plate. Time to break the trend right here, boys.
And they've had chances during that time, but keep hitting into double plays. There was a couple of walks that then were erased quickly thereafter, and here comes Ty Matson, who has reached base with a pair of walks as the pitch is low for a ball. Matter of fact, the only 2 guys to walk today, the only walks that have been received by the Sodbusters, Ty Matson, number 9 hitter. 1-0 delivery. Across for strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jackson Meyer, graduate of Millard West, went on to Southeast Community College and now Northern Colorado Division I baseball. Bouncing ball left side. Shortstop's got it on 2 hops. Throw to first, low throw but dug out nicely. 6-3 on the putout as Tyler Palmer throwing to Caden Young, and Ty Matson becomes the first out here in the 9th. 3-0 the score. Really well played game. I mean, Sodbusters have had errors, but they've made some good defensive plays to hang in there, and pretty courageous performance for a lot of the pitchers working out of jams. You're going to win a lot of games giving up just 3. 3 unearned runs, by the way. Not an earned run scored by the opponent, but 0 offense for this Sodbuster team as Gage Frank takes strike 1. Just facing a trio of really good pitchers today for this Nebraska Prospects crew. 0-1 delivery. Off the inside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sodbusters trying to find a way. Get a base runner, see what happens. Meyer brings home the pitch, and this one fouled away. 1-2, working out of the stretch, even though there's nobody on. A lot of the relievers will do that. Jackson Meyer in relief of Truett Luth. Joel Benish on the verge of picking up his 2nd win in as many starts this summer. 1-2 pitch on the way. Low and outside. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gage Frank. 0 for 3 on the day for Gage. 2-2 delivery. Hard hit ball into left field. Sodbusters get a 1-out single off the bat of Gage Frank, and there's life in the home dugout here in inning number 9. That will bring to the plate Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes, 3 grounders today. 4-3 put out, a 6-3 put out, and a hard hit 4-6-3 twin killing off the bat of Marcos Cabranes. Marcos Cabranes stands in the right-handed box. Gage Frank leads away from first. Sodbusters trail at 3-0 last chance, and Cabranes first pitch swinging, and he'll not be pleased with that as he pops it up on the infield, and didn't want to give up an out there that easily. And Tyler Palmer takes care of Cabranes on 1 pitch. There were 2 outs, and Landon Gaz, the last hope for the Sodbusters, and he would like to erase a frustrating day, and he's really happy to see Joel Benish out of the game. 0 for 3 so far, 3 strikeouts looking against Benish. Now faces the right-hander and takes high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 86 miles an hour, another guy who can bring it for this Prospects crew. It seems like they're all upper 80s. 1-0 delivery. Hard hit ball to center field, but right there is Sponberg, and that is the ball game. A line out to center off the bat of Landon Gaz will end this one. Pretty well played game. Sodbusters hung in there, but the Prospects come out on top as they defeat the Hastings Sodbusters by a score of 3-0. Post game is sponsored by Blue Fork Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, and Hastings Visitors Bureau. We'll be back to talk about it right after this. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
This is Sodbuster Baseball. It's Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, and Mason Hendricks as we wrap up our broadcast today. The Sodbusters falling by a score of 3-0. And Ryan, last night a lot of offense. This is much more fun baseball today and a competitive game until the ninth. And really, that's all you can ask for. Just not quite enough today for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Yeah, it's a thing we saw. We saw the 2 runs early for the Prospects. Thought, oh boy, here we go again. But that was pretty much it. A scrambled run in the 5th, and Sodbusters obviously ran into a jackhammer in all 3 pitchers for the Prospects, as Joel Benish went 7 innings and just scattered those 2 second-inning hits. And got to just tip your hat to the Prospect pitching staff. Through the 3rd through the 8th inning, the Sodbusters just sent the minimum to the plate in that. So sometimes you're out-dueled, but after giving up those 18 runs yesterday, definitely take just the 3 runs today. So good positive to look at for the pitching staff today.
And hats off to Benish. You mentioned 7 innings, no runs, 2 hits. He strikes out 10, walks 2. Luth comes in, works an inning, and struck out 1. And then the finishing touches put on by Jackson Meyer did give up a hit, but only 3 hits in the game for the Hastings Sodbusters. But on the pitching side for Hastings, how about the debut of Jacob Suits?
Yeah, we thought, I was hoping, we knew he was only going to pitch those couple innings, but hoping to get at least a couple more out of him. But according to Scott Galusha, our general manager and owner, we'll see Suits more of in a starter role later in the season, kind of get him tuned up. It's probably been a while since he's pitched in the spring. You want to get him just kind of loosened up. Don't want to go too far too fast, but 2 innings of perfect baseball. Retired 6 up and 6 down, and got those 4 strikeouts to go along with it. So it's a really positive start there. And for Tanner Johnson, too, came on in relief, and Luke Wenzel as well. A little wild, allowing those unearned runs. But, the bright spots are that for Jacob Suits, as the Sodbuster pitching a lot better day than yesterday.
I mentioned Tanner Johnson, 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 2 unearned runs, walking 2, and then not striking out anybody. And really a courageous inning for Luke Wenzel. Wenzel comes in. The game totally could have got away from him in the 5th inning. He gives up a walk, a hit batsman. There's an error, another walk. They had 1 run home, nobody out with the bases loaded. He goes strikeout, and fly out to really keep it a game. That's one of the heroic performances today to keep it a contest. And then Braden Anderson, nice bounce-back performance for him. 2 innings of 1 hit ball, and Jacob Shaw doing what Jacob Shaw's been doing most of the year, 2 innings of 1 hit ball and striking out 3. So promising promising performances for this Hastings pitching staff as you look toward the second half of the season, which begins after June 25th. You get this kind of pitching, but a little better defense, and find a way to get the offense going the way it was the last few games, and you have a chance to get some dubs.
Yeah, and while we have those couple days off in the meantime, we're going to figure out what is going on with Duncan Fields. You mentioned in the broadcast, two completely different stories, stats on the road and home. Sodbusters ERA and batting average way better at home, or way better on the road, and then the way worse at home here in these 12 games. Just can't catch a break, and that's the theme. That's the name of the game for the Sodbusters so far in their 12 games at home so far.
Tell you what, we get Joel Skipper, the head coach, to come up. Tremendous effort for your team. Your initial reactions after a 3-0 loss to a very good prospect squad.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. I think, those games like that where it's going to be, 1, 2, 3-0, it just kind of comes down to a couple plays. And had a couple of unfortunate things happen with a couple of errors there. And, I thought offensively we hit the ball hard, just right at people. Kind of been the story of our season, like I heard it as I was coming in here. But like you said, I think the guys competed, kind of got some, 4 pitchers in there tonight just to get a little bit of light work with these 2 days off. So I thought they competed and did well. Obviously had some guys in scoring position with, no outs, 1 out, and they had some great pitchability and some damage control to keep us in the game. So I like that side of things.
And Joel, how about Jacob Suits making his Sodbuster debut, 2 innings of hitless, scoreless baseball? What's going to be the road for him? Obviously, you got to get him loosened up a little bit, but boy, you wish you could probably start him every game or have him pitch every game.
Yeah, he was awesome. I think he threw 20 strikes and 6 balls, so super efficient, getting ahead of batters, and that's what happens, man. So kind of a funky fastball, so kind of more of a cutter, so kind of got those hitters from the prospects off balance, so that was really good to see. So as we kind of keep building him up, we'll see more and more of him as we go through the season.
You guys, you mentioned the competition the pitchers showed throughout their outings. There was 4 innings where the first 2, the first 3, or the first 4 got on for the opponent to keep them to 3 runs. Not only your pitching, but I know you had some errors today, but there was some decent defense when you had to have it to keep it a 3-0 game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it started with the pitchers just competing. I kind of think back to Wenzel's inning. Obviously, it didn't start out great with a hit, bat, or walk, and we had an error at third base, and then just kind of, bowed his neck and got a couple strikeouts there. So that was really good to see out of him. We've been kind of just trying to rein him in a little bit. Obviously, a little bit different with that sidearm. And defensively, we got some guys who are kind of playing in some different spots with some banged up guys, on the bench. So I think they're doing a good job. We're just kind of trying to keep getting them reps and getting them more comfortable as we go.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a couple guys banged up. We mentioned Grant Jones injured, Corbin Rich injured too. Can you tell us the status of them and if they're going to be available anytime soon for the team?
Yeah, Grant's doing pretty good. He's day by day. Didn't really want to rush him back and make it worse, so I think we should, expect to see him at some point this weekend. Corbin's is a little bit more serious, so we're just kind of seeing how it feels every day with him, getting him through some stretches and some light throwing, and just working him back in. So I'm hoping these 2 days off will be good, get some sleep, hydrate, and get the bodies right.
And you mentioned putting guys in different positions. That's part of summer ball, too, learning new spots. I know you had Madsen out and right. He's maybe more normal center fielder. Gage Frank has moved from right to center. Talk a bit about those guys moving, and if you're going to learn the outfield, this is the place to learn to play outfield. Is that part of, too, kind of the teaching of it, to let them play the different spots here in spacious Duncan Field, so when they get back to their home field, wherever it is, they'll have some good experience at a variety of spots?
Yeah, absolutely. I think moving Gage to center, he's just been getting some really good reads off the bat. So he's been doing a really good job. Put Madsen on right, and like you said, I think just developing some other positions is always only going to help these guys get in the field, and I think their coaches will like it too, just kind of developing these other spots. So like I said, just kind of getting comfortable. Obviously, we have a really big outfield here at Duncan Field, but I thought the guys did pretty well tonight.
Joel Skipper, head coach for Hastings, some encouraging signs, but they come up short today. Appreciate him coming up as the final score is 3-0. Hastings coming up short against the Nebraska Prospects. But you look at the dudes those guys have in the other dugout. After they scored 18, they scored 14 the first time against Hastings. You hold them to 3. It's not a win today, but you feel really good about a competitive game, even though it wasn't a W officially for the Sodbusters.
Yeah, and that's a team that's came in the game hitting over 300 and just 3 hits for the Prospects in the game. You know, just you hate to see it. You're out hitting them most of the game, but you're still down by 3 runs. It's just the little things. The little things are going to work themselves out. A couple days off, like Joel mentioned. Have a busy weekend, and then about another 4 days off as the first half comes to an end. So Sodbusters just got to clean it up here and get ready for the weekend series with Casper.
So that'll do it for our broadcast, and we invite you to come on out, watch Sodbuster Baseball in person. It's a weekend series, a 4-game set. Game time going to be 6:35 on Friday as Casper comes to town. A 4:15 doubleheader Saturday, and then 6:35 Sunday as those 4 games cover a 3-game span this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be on the air about 20 minutes before game time each day. For Mason Hendricks, for Ryan Valenta, I'm Steve Stein. Final score, once again, 3-0 Nebraska, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch